RPG hobby with reckless abandon.
Why, hello, and welcome to session 4 of Kintsugi or Inukai, Saga of the Inukai Part 3 or 4, depending on how you want to count it.
It's very complicated.
If you include a system change, it would be 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you don't include the system change, it would be 3. Part 3.
As complex as it can get below 5.
Mm-hmm. Right. My name is Stu, and I will be GMing. Is it GMing in L5R? They call it it is GMing, isn't it? I think it's called GMing. It doesn't have another name.
You're the Shogun.
I am Jim, and I'm playing Daidoji Mako.
I'm Stork. I'm playing Takashi Kui. Where is it? Kui? I always
that
pronounce it
anymore,
wrong. Yeah, but I'm not. And I'm now I was Ronin, and now I'm Crane.
Inukai.
Inukai.
That's why it's Saga of Inukai.
Yeah.
I'm Kadave, and I'm playing Ichiro, formerly of the Isawa family.
And I'm Kimmy, and I'm playing Makiko, who was a Hida Bushi, and now I'm a Queen Bushi.
Bush. And
For those of you who don't know what we're talking
trouble.
about, go look up Barney Miller, Jack Sue, Mushi.
oh, that's right. That's where it came from. I totally forgot
Right,
that.
right.
It was just part of the zeitgeist.
They get a hold of
Didn't know
some like marijuana brownies, and they leave it out in the evidence area, and Jack doesn't know, and he's like, oh,
No,
Mushi.
I remember that episode. That's a deep pull, man.
Barney Miller's awesome.
Love
That's
that
Stork.
show.
Stork does deep goals a lot.
Yeah. And to make obscure references.
You? Yeah.
Hey-o.
True.
So we had a session probably a month ago now.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, like maybe 5 weeks ago, maybe a little longer.
No.
5 weeks ago. No.
It's like 3.
We missed one, right?
Yeah, we missed
Because I was
one.
sick.
Yeah.
That would make it a month. That would make a month.
Yeah, it's a month.
But then we pushed it back a week,
Well, maybe you're right. All right.
right?
That's
It
math.
doesn't seem that long ago, but okay.
Maybe.
6 years ago, we played our last session. Would someone like to summarize what happened last time? Does anyone remember?
Before we do that, I have a thing I want to do.
Okay.
What?
Do you think?
Oh!
Well, I heard, and I wasn't able to make it yesterday, that it's your birthday, Stuart.
Oh, thank you.
And so you are turning how old?
52.
So I decided I should buy
Cake or food of some type.
cake for
it's
everybody.
just a box
Just-
right now.
it's just a
a
box.
very exciting
52
box.
tiny coffins.
It's a beautiful, beautiful little
Oh,
cake.
awesome.
So if we all want cake, we can have it later. But happy birthday, Stu.
Thank
Happy
you very much.
birthday,
Yay.
Stu. I will save it
And
aside
then
for
we have
later.
to sing, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hit him.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Stu. Happy birthday to you. There you go. I'll set it aside for now.
Thank you very much.
And thanks to that court decision, we can't get a strike on YouTube for that song.
Right? They did that one right.
Finally.
So as you were pulling out all these snacks, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, Jim brought like a ton of awesome snacks.
From
Yes.
yeah, see?
Daiso. Just a bunch of
The
weird
Daiso shop, yes.
Japanese snacks and gums. And well, this one's great because it's called P-Joy. We already had our fun with that one.
Yeah.
Insert joke here.
Yeah.
Can I have another P-Joy tube?
Of course.
Just one more.
Please don't say tube.
Hey, nice tube there, Jim. Thanks.
Nice P-Joy tube.
And they're green tea flavored.
Yeah.
They're very good.
Not green pea flavored?
Green pea flavored.
Okay. All right, so
That's those.
I really need a summary because I kind of forgot everything.
So- I remember a lot of independent events.
Yes. I don't remember what order they
And
went
I'm not
in.
exactly
Right,
sure
that's kinda-
what order they happen in, but, we'll get to the end of it. It's
I
fine.
remember that we sacrificed a perfectly good crab to see if that sword was
Yes.
actually what
Yes.
we
That was
wanted
near
it to
the
be.
end, yeah.
Yeah.
So through a lot of it, we were trying to confirm whether the Yojimbo of the Crane, of the Mantis Champion actually had one of the Lion's Claws.
Right.
We did a couple things. We're in court to make sure that it was what we suspect to be one of the Lion's Claws. We're still not 100% sure, but we're sure enough that we were like, okay, we're going to take some action on this. So a lot of it was spent planning and trying to figure out how best to get the sword. At this point, since we're no longer dealing with someone else in the Crab clan, or in the Crane clan, we're not so worried about being blamed for it because it's a whole different political ballgame than the last one that we were trying to get.
Right.
Did you have something to add, Stork? Sorry.
No. You're summing up fine. I was just trying to make a note about other events that happened during the course of that. But really, what I was going to say is like we did spend just a lot of time making secret plans. It really it was like I think everything happened in like 2 days.
Yeah. And well, 2 days. Yes. Well, you also you discovered that
Yes.
Ghost Dad is actually real
Yes. I
and
had
a
that
thing,
epiphany.
and that really embarrassed us in front of everybody.
I did ask.
You did,
We should step outside and talk.
Yeah.
And you were like, no, anything you can say here now.
Yep. That was
Famous last words.
Yeah. Yeah, you know. You also talked to a void spirit to try and
did.
figure out if that sword was real or not.
If it had perturbed the spirits,
Right.
but
So
it was rather
unhelpful.
uncooperative.
Yeah. Yeah.
As
Grouchy.
commie tend to be.
Yes. And so we continue with the plan. We did talk the crab envoy in the city to challenge the Yojimbo to a duel.
Right.
Because we were hoping that would then either confirm whether the sword was one of the lion's claws or
We
not.
could see the sword in use.
Yeah, and the crab were willing to do that because they do fight, the Shadowlands, and that is something they were willing to give their lives for.
Jim came up with the idea since they were getting kicked out of the city anyway,
That's right. Yeah,
that
were
they had a
getting-
legit gripe.
Yeah, so they had a reason. That's why we didn't do it because we didn't have a reason
It
at
was
the time.
politically expedient for them to do it, and they were kind enough to agree.
Yeah, and they died. Well,
And
one
they
of them
died
did.
for their trouble.
Yeah. And so then we were like, okay, we know it's the sword as best we possibly can. So we decided to throw down the gauntlet, and I challenged the clan champion.
I don't think we've gotten to that part yet, have we?
Oh,
You haven't
I don't
actually
remember.
challenged anyone yet.
I don't
We
remember an
didn't?
actual
I
challenge
don't
yet.
Oh no, I don't think so.
I
You
remember
guys just
everybody
were
agreeing
gonna
that
do
you were
it.
the one to die.
Oh, okay.
I remember
I
we
thought
kind
it
of
was
left it
set
at
and
no.
sealed.
I don't think it had been. I don't
Right.
think we'd actually formally challenged
hadn't
it.
done it.
I thought we had the plan that we were going to catch him at the gym in the morning,
Yeah.
and that's where it was going to go down.
And I said, let's just straight up murder this dude. You
Right.
guys disagreed with me.
yeah, because
I didn't. I was on board.
And then
All right, so wait, let's just. We had two
because
plans.
that's two different plans. Because right,
That's
Yeah.
yeah, and I remember we said no to that plan because we didn't think there was any way we could possibly win because he's always there with some of the other most highly trained mantis.
at least a couple guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like we were like,
But I thought that's where we were still going to do the challenge, so that those guys were present to see it happen.
I thought we were going to do the challenge in court because we needed everyone to see because what the whole plan was that I was going to challenge him, probably going to die because I'm not going to win. But while I challenged him, you were going to hit him with Jade Strike, which would then reveal
yeah,
that
yeah.
he was of the taint.
If I don't fuck
Yeah.
up the roll.
Right. That's the one thing.
That's the linchpin, again, comes down to me rolling some fucking dice.
Right. So
Welcome to
Dice
my
dude.
world.
so basically so this will go down one of two ways. Is like I'll challenge him, you'll Jade Strike him, and it'll be like, oh look, he's corrupted. Everybody kill him, and you might live, and I'll probably still die. But the other way it goes down is I challenge him, you Jade Strike him, nothing happens because he's not corrupted,
And then
and
we
we're
all die.
wrong, and then you and I die together.
I wonder what happens if you Jade Strike a corrupted weapon.
Well,
Would it shatter the weapon?
I'm not sure if you can actually jade strike.
Because I'm
an
concerned that
item.
he's not actually corrupted, but the weapon is.
No, if he
Yeah,
has,
that's true.
yeah, he
Hold
would
on,
definitely
hold on,
be by
One
this
goes
point.
on hand in hand.
Here goes. Yeah.
But I personally have a problem with that because to my character, it's far more dishonorable to disrupt an Aijitsu challenge than to straight up and walk over something. I think you're shit. I'm going to kill you.
Except we're dealing with the Shadowlands, and that trumps all.
It trumps all.
Yeah,
For
and
some.
yeah.
Ain't
I
no
think
crab.
the discussion last time was like, if he is corrupted, then the rules of Aijitsu no longer apply at that point.
He's already cheating.
No, I'm not cheating.
No, not you.
Yeah, he is cheating.
He's cheating by using a demon sword.
Like, so it's sort of like, at that point, I'm either wrong and gonna die, in which case I deserve to die because I was wrong, or he is corrupted and he no longer is part of honorable combat. I could get a lawyer to defend that. Come on, that's a good argument.
and again, the crunchiness of Bushido, it breaks down to this almost on a one-to-one basis, where you're like, if you can justify it, I mean, yeah.
I'm not sure if the suspicion of Shadowlands corruption is carte blanche to completely ignore Bushido.
It would be to a crab.
Yeah,
Because
but
that
you
would
got to
crumble.
understand we're not crap.
But she's ex-crab.
X doesn't matter.
It's still there.
My primary job is to make sure that you guys don't bring complete and total shambly dishonor to our clan.
Well, either way, we're probably going to die because he's going to kick our asses. So
But here's the thing: if we do the Aijitsu thing, it's an automatic. It's pretty much a given that one of us, that whoever challenges him, is going to die.
Yeah.
That's pretty much just a given.
Yeah.
If we actually rush this guy and we actually coordinate and actually fight him as a group, there's actually a much higher likelihood that all four of us may survive and aren't trying to work under the guise of, using thousands of year old tradition to dupe somebody, which frankly I have a problem with.
Right. But yeah, I think the only I guess we should switch from remembering what we said to actually saying things now.
Okay.
To actually conversing as characters.
Okay, you're
Pretty
right.
much enough of what happened last time.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So we thought we had a plan, and we might not.
See, I thought we were still on for the gym plan,
Oh no.
because that's the plan that I was on board with,
Yeah.
and then
Just go in and murder the guy.
I mean, we
Basically,
can.
you're right.
Well, I was the only one that wanted to
What do
go
you
with
think I was
the thievery
panicking
way.
about the points and upgrade and using all the points to make my character maybe survive
We're
a
still
first
going to
strike?
need it, because if we're at the gym, he's still going to be a formidable weapon. A guy plus four more guys.
4 guys. Yeah, that's why we turned that down, because there's no way we can win that fight.
Well, maybe. If he
Well, he
Jade
walked-
strikes him down, bam, down he goes. We've just got
Did-
4 other
did-
normals.
well,
Cuba
wait.
J would even be better. That's hard to pull off.
I don't think I can do that one. Sorry.
Well, and J-Trick doesn't kill them, right? It just shows that
It
they're
does 3 keep
corrupted.
3.
No, it does damage.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have at least one rank of taint, it does 3 keep 3 damage.
Okay.
But it's actually
If
pretty.
you don't
Which is
have
hefty.
if you don't have one rank of
it does
of
nothing.
taint, it does nothing.
It would be enough to put him into at least injured, if even with a mediocre roll. Yeah, no, not injured. What is it?
Yeah, but he's still going to be fucking...
Even in a mediocre roll, it would put him at a grazed, which would be a +5 for us to hit him. Right? Am I wrong?
Well, it would be +5 to all his target numbers, so his defense would be
Yes.
down and all that stuff. So,
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
want to be like min-maxy about it, but... Okay, I'm cool. Whatever we do.
Well,
well, what is your Aijitsu skill?
Now, because I spent all the points that I've been saving up for a couple games, it is now 4. So I'm...
And your agility and void are?
agility is 3, and void is 2.
when you saw him go to the gym, did he arrive with his friends, or
Yeah.
did they meet him there?
They're
No.
a posse.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Because remember we talked about... Okay, I guess we haven't
I
switched
just use
into-
reflex too.
We talked about
Yeah.
how if we did this and we failed, we were not going to have any original characters in the game anymore.
Right.
That's why we. That's how I remember we.
I remember
decided
we
on
talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
you-
try one. Thank you. Oh, did it turn off?
it. You hit the thing. It's fine. It's working.
There's one of these on the whatchamacallit?
Wish list?
Wish list.
Ah.
Yeah.
All right. So. I guess we are right now in the tea house discussing this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or the embassy, or whatnot.
I think I would actually be more okay with it if we try to Jade Strike him before the challenge was issued or after, but not in the middle of.
Hey, Sork. Did you switch your thing off? Thank you.
How about we can still go with the honorable combat duel, but we ask that both participants suffer a Jade Strike before it begins.
Actually, that's actually kind of clever, but it's very easy for somebody to basically laugh it off and go, "Are you questioning my? If you're questioning my honor, let's just do the challenge and screw the Jade Strike because
Yeah.
you have dishonored me." I don't know, guys. The way I'm looking at it is we either take our bushiness by the hands and go in there and just do this thing, or we dance around it.
Oh. Did you turn off your mic?
I did not.
Okay, you're fine.
All right.
My concern with that is failure. If we are to fight the champion, if you're concerned with honor, 4 against 1 is not honorable. And also, if we are to fight him and 4 of the other best Mantis duelists all at the same time, I fear we will fail, and then in the mid of winter, the sword will be left unchecked.
Suppression of the fear of failure is the definition of courage.
It's not for me that I fear. If we are to fail, much worse will befall the realms.
That brings up an interesting question. If we do this in court and you win, is that guaranteed that we get the sword? Or does that just go back to her and the sword is still in play?
Well, it depends on the accusation. If the accusation is made that the sword is corrupted and is currently corrupting the Yojimbo, it would at least call for an investigation of that truth, because we are establishing that as fact by winning the duel. Basically, when you win a duel, your opinion wins, and that's usually the code.
I'm a little loath to let everybody know that there are, and I'm not sure our mission statement allows for us to be telling everybody that there are corrupted weapons throughout the lands.
And the downside of my plan too is that stealing the clan sword or stealing a family sword from someone you've beaten down, no matter what they are, is probably going to be viewed as bad.
Okay. So if we were to say,
I know what I'm about.
attack them at the gym, then we would be able to gather the sword without question. That's out of play for sure, and that's really our primary mission, is to get the sword and get it out of town and get it out of play and get it back to Cranelands.
If
By hook or by crook.
we win,
If we do the duel, I don't know what political machinations will happen for them to keep the sword.
Yeah, there's no
And-
guarantee that after the duel because everything, once you do the duel, everything is now in the open. Our faces are now attached to that going on,
And technically, isn't she the champion, so the sword would still remain with her?
most likely, depending on what the claim is. Well, depending on what the true nature of the sword is and what the perceived nature of the sword is. If that is his family sword, then and we would really have no claim to it.
So we could conceivably go into court, duel him, she could die, the sword remains there, they don't believe us, or the sword, she wins, the sword goes back to her, we still need to kill her now to get the sword.
Right.
So I'm concerned
Or
that we still won't get the sword after all of this German's trying.
well, it also depends on how far the corruption has reached into her.
Yes.
Because if she's complicit to this problem, you duel him, even if you win, we've said, oh, the sword might be corrupted,
Well,
and they
maybe we're jumping the gun.
investigate.
well,
Because that's a good point.
I will not win.
Maybe.
The point is
I
to
have confidence in your skills.
That is very kind of you. I'm sure with someone with your knowledge of Ayujitsu, it's a great compliment. Now,
Man.
It's just an exercise of squishing your nuts all the time.
I try to say something nice, and I get nothing. Nothing.
But
the purpose would be to reveal it to the court, so that the other Shugenja, the other clans here, can help us take action against this and remove the sword.
Well, yeah, but it would then become the purview of the champion of the family to investigate the sword and deal with it.
Do we really want the temptation of an all-powerful sword to be aware, to make court aware of a temptation of an all-powerful sword?
it all depends on whether the champion is also somehow involved in this. But what this conversation leads me to believe is that perhaps we have not quite finished gathering all the information that we need to. And maybe what we should do is go over to the dojo and spar with them. Try to get them to open up, maybe talk to them a little bit more, and see if we can get some better vibe off the sword while it's on him. maybe get a little bit more confirmation. And, you never know. Tempers might fire up, things might happen, and it would be a little bit more of a better excuse than just walking up and accusing somebody of something. And then, because if we could play it up,
the honorable course to, in the open, declare what we believe and fight for it.
Yes, if you truly in your soul believe it to be true.
Which I do.
I do not. I'm not utterly convinced that this is that sword is corrupted or whether or the champion is.
The crab laid his life down to prove it to us. We saw it in action.
What that proves is that the mantis was a better duelist than the crab.
I myself saw the sword and have seen its sister swords.
Technically, what it proved is that the mantis were correct in kicking the crane off the island.
The crab.
The crab. Yeah.
The crab.
But didn't the old lady crab confirm to us that if there was some sort of confirmation there about that?
I thought that we observed it and it
Yeah.
seemed right.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't remember.
Do you have our
Oh, because the whole thing was you needed to see it unsheathed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
To see if the mark and the mark,
what mark was there.
consistent.
And the mark
yes,
was
yes,
consistent.
yes, yes.
Do you have our mission statement available there? Can you read it to us again?
Well, that mission statement was about the original, so that was a little different, but I can find it. Yes.
I think we all. It's been a month.
Yeah. I remember the mission statement, and it was basically like, at all costs,
Yes.
do this and don't bring it back to our doorstep.
No, he wants the sword.
No, but and don't bring the
we can't be
blame
linked,
back.
yes.
If the crane champion is in fact tainted, this is back to the first one.
that doesn't apply anymore.
We must know it for certain. It must be undone, perhaps by exposing him, perhaps by vanquishing him, perhaps by taking the lion's claw from him. However it happens is unimportant. The rest of it has to do specifically with the crane.
Yeah,
So, however it happens is unimportant. I suppose I'm concerned that if we let, having spent time learning the shadow lore, the temptation of a demonic weapon might be too much for those who are weak and political. And machinations may involve with them keeping the sword, studying the sword, and we would not be able to get a hold of the sword, and then someone else will just grab it and be possessed. I am concerned that if we let the court know that there's a demon possessed blade, we will be shut out in the cold.
there are many concerns and many flaws with all the
Yes.
plans we have
Yes.
suggested.
Yeah.
If we challenge the champion in the dojo and are defeated, then the sword stays here in play with no one and no recourse to reclaim it.
At least in the dojo, there will be 4 of us as opposed to just 1.
That is the beauty of the duel. If only I die, the 3 of you are left to finish the mission.
Yes, we can't very well attack him after he kills you, though, in an honorable duel.
You're right. Well, you don't seem to be interested in doing that anyway at this point.
No, that's not my point. My point is to try to get the sword, by hook or by crook, because I'm concerned that the longer it is in play, the more it will affect.
You're right. The longer it's in play, the more it will affect everyone around it.
So let's look at the variables here. The variables are that A, the Jade Strike doesn't work, and the Yojimbo has not yet been fully corrupted by the sword, and you die for basically nothing. And then they keep the sword, and then he eventually becomes corrupted, and we have to come up with Plan B with only 3 of us instead of 4. We attack him directly, in which we are outnumbered by 1, and we know them to be very skilled, and we all die. Nobody gets to complete the mission. We go to the dojo, we spar with him, we try to extract more information and see if we can find a situation where he might be a little bit more vulnerable or exposed, or at the very least maybe eliminate one of his buddies by accident and even up the odds for a later date. What else can we possibly do?
I wonder if we can turn his buddies against him.
I think we could do that if we could prove that he is corrupted. But again, it comes down to flip a coin and see how far the corruption has reached. You know, if they're his posse, his crew that hang out with him all the time, they might be complicit as well.
Indeed.
But I had a different thought. We know that the island has been assaulted by these horrible sea hags and other signs that something bad's going on here. What if one of them were to attack the city directly, like come onto the docks and start wrecking shop? Can we get him to go out and help fight? If we try and do this as a coordinated thing, maybe get one to appear in the morning when he's at his training.
Pardon my lifted eyebrow of suspicion, but how you guarantee a Shadowlands creature would show up?
That's a very good question.
We could go out
She
and
says with
search for
suspicion.
one and try and bring it back. They're aggressive. We've seen them assaulting boats before. We take a small boat out and try and lure one back into the harbor.
You feel connected enough with the Shadowland creatures that you feel like you could find one and
One
wrangle it?
attacked our boat on the way here completely by chance. There is and they've said how there's lots of them in the area.
Maybe not by chance.
There are plenty of other mantis that have encountered these type of creatures because they told us so before I even showed up. It was just a thought. If we can get him to fight against it, maybe? I'm just trying to think of more ways we can get him exposed.
I have an idea. What if we were to lace the water in the dojo before I showed up with powder jade? And if we see a physical reaction from him from that, then we can give us an immediate excuse to go after him.
I'm in. If that's something that would work, I totally support that plan.
If your honor requires more confirmation, then let's do it quickly. Will that then change our plans?
No. Once we have that confirmation, then we're still sort of stuck at the impasse where you don't believe that we would survive a confrontation between him and his hangers-on. Where I think that we stand a better chance of survival with that situation than when the one-on-one Aijitsu challenge. And I think that's where the crux of this entire argument sits.
I like that because it would not affect innocent bystanders. Anybody who isn't corrupted wouldn't have a problem. It would affect only he. And then we would be justified in any action we take.
We are already justified.
We're justified within ourselves, but it would justify us in a face manner, in that we could give something other than our opinions from a previous encounter to something a little bit more solid that we can go point at directly, going, we are correct.
And there's always the chance that his friends won't fight with him if he's exposed as being
Is there an
corrupted.
Imperial Magistrate here at all?
Probably not. Probably the closest one is back where you guys are from.
Is there a magistrate from a neutral clan here?
Probably.
Maybe a Phoenix or something like that?
Sure.
The presence of some sort of a magistrate would lend a lot of weight to that as well. We can invite them along.
Like,
Maybe not explain exactly why, or...
I probably know the Phoenix
Yeah, it's
magistrate.
probably
guy.
him. Yeah.
Just an idea.
Or a monk Shukenja of another clan who could verify the fact that the jade is affecting him.
Well, if it's a Phoenix,
Yeah.
and if it's a
I'm-
Phoenix
no, I like-
magistrate, there's a 50-50 that he is a Shukenja.
I like this plan.
Oh, no, he is.
But again, what then?
Then it's 5 against 5.
You're asking a neutral party to come and expecting them to take our side?
If we can confirm without any real other recourse that we are correct, and if he is affected by the tainted water that we wish to affect him by, then I would think that he would have no choice.
Two things could happen. He's weakened by the effective water, and his buddies might, seeing the fact that he is weak and been possessed, will not back him up.
I mean, that's the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Would be, oh, look, he's exposed as being corrupted by something horrifying. We're not going to fight for that guy.
Even the jade in the water hopefully would weaken him enough that we would have
Yeah.
an advantage.
And if we see him do something, then I can lead off with the Jade Strike attack as an opening salvo to this gambit. Hopefully weaken him further before we even get into an actual combat. And if we bring along, I don't remember the name of the Phoenix guy because I brought the wrong tablet of paper today.
Ponix.
Onyx the Phoenix.
Asako Aizo, E-I-Z-O, E-I-Z-I-O, E-I-Z-O. There's no second I. I just did that for scansion.
I understand.
I believe that's him, yeah.
He would absolutely take the side of justice.
Yeah, I mean, Shadowlands taint, not Maho, so you don't have to worry about the pain. That was an insult.
Yeah.
Very well. If you need more
Well,
proof,
I am perfectly fine with following your plan. I am just throwing more ideas on the table to see if we can find a better option.
I like whatever option results in not us dying.
There is no option without danger.
No. Danger is one thing. 80% plus chance of death, that's a bad day.
Oh, you did the math. Okay.
I mean, let's face it. If any plan where you go in knowing you've only got a 2 out of 10 shot of coming out the other side,
you should spend some time on the wall, Shugenja.
why?
Never mind.
If you want to go with the Aijitsu dual plan, I am behind you 100%.
I like the other plan better.
But the other plan involves the involvement of somebody outside of this group, which is dangerous.
Which perhaps is our first step, seeing if we can get them to be involved. If we cannot, then I don't believe we have any other recourse.
Agreed. Let's go with that. If we can get the magistrate to be involved without spilling too much of the beans, I'm all for it. That failing, we go with your plan.
Very well.
Compromise?
Indeed.
Very well done. So I would assume that we will leave it up to you to make first contact.
I'll try. I spoke with him the other day at the court,
Very good. Then introductions have already been made. We're already one step forward.
and I knew him from the time before.
Sounds so ominous when you say it that way.
I know.
Or an 80s ballad song.
Yeah, that too.
Looking longingly at your not armed.
Right. It was the time before I only had one arm. That's how I measure time. BA.
Forearm, after arm, BA and AB. All right, where are the glasses? I want to try this Japanese whiskey. F it. These little things are going to have so many uses. Mm-hmm. Just so everybody can see, I actually got cool little bowls
Little
for
Right,
bowls for
yeah.
everybody. Mine has wabbits on it.
Actually, my wife got cool little
And chopsticks.
Yeah.
You give her a hug for everybody.
Yeah.
will do. Ah, what a very pleasing little pop.
Yeah, this is one of the brands of whiskey that
Pour me just a little.
Absolutely.
unfortunately the Japanese company that manufactures it did not foresee the growing popularity of their product, so they are running out of the appropriately aged stuff.
Oh.
So we will soon see a shortage.
One of the things that I love about Japanese culture is that they'll take anything and elevate it to like an nth degree. They treat everything like an art form. It's freaking amazing.
I haven't never experienced it, but I have a friend that told me about the aged coffee culture in Japan, where
Is that the cat poop? coffee?
no,
Okay.
no.
Civet. Is it
Yeah,
civet?
civets, yeah. But it's a guy that basically discovered if you age coffee in like a bourbon barrel, just like alcohol, you end up with this crazy thick, horrendous coffee syrup. But it's apparently delicious and amazing and life-changing.
Really?
But,
I do.
yeah.
I could believe that. Do they dilute it?
No?
You just drink this.
You get
syrup.
a tiny-ass cup for like $400.
Oh shit!
And that's what you
Well, I
get.
think that's egg, so I can't be fully vegetarian.
All right. So,
I will go.
What are you gonna do?
I'm going to go talk to Asako Aizo.
Okay, all right. He's over in the Phoenix Enclave.
I guess I'll go up and knock.
Well, they let you in because I mean, there's These are diplomats and such and courtiers, so they're used to talking to people. So
Right.
Yeah.
That's the point of having an embassy.
exactly.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I'm not shocked that I could meet with the man. I'm just trying to be polite about it.
And base.
But I'll let them know when I get there that I'm there to speak privately with him
Okay.
at his convenience.
The guards in front of his place or his assistants say that you can go in and see him.
When I'm brought into whatever room he's in, I'll give a full bow.
Okay.
Not down to my knees bow, but
Not a kowtow. Okay.
yeah, very deferential.
Very respectful, but not quite butt slurpy.
It's a good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it though? I'm not sure about that.
That's
All I can know, all I know is that if I went to 7-Eleven and saw that,
But
There was
what's
just
the flavor?
a little rubber ass on the spout would just be not the right place.
Nope.
to be.
Pressing them.
You just leave.
I'm not going to king shame. It's fine.
I am. I am willing to go that far. Yeah.
If you're into it and have
If you're
consent,
into
enjoy.
butt slurpee, that's not okay. It's not okay. Yeah, that threw me off. I'm sorry.
It's peaty.
Yeah,
It's smoky and peaty. It's awesome.
yeah.
The whiskey, oh, nice.
Yeah. It tastes like a scotch.
There you go.
I like my solution better. Just have a mug.
Have a bowl. Have a
Have a
bowl
bowl
of whiskey.
instead of a shot glass.
Yep.
It's like going to a tiki bar. All right. My lord, I'm very sorry to bother you. I've come on a matter of incredible importance. My traveling companions and I have discovered that we need the assistance of an impartial and fair and just observer. For we suspect that a very important person may have been touched by the shadow. And the only way we can see to go forward is to attempt to prove this with the assistance of someone as honorable and knowledgeable as yourself. So I've come to ask if you would be able to join us tomorrow morning at a training yard to witness if we are correct.
What is the sort of test that you are proposing?
We will expose the subject to a small amount of jade in the fountain that he would drink from. And if he has a reaction, then we will have you there to serve as a witness to this event. And if we are wrong, we will take the dishonor of our action.
That would not be incontrovertible evidence.
No,
He could have woken up ill in the morning.
but I believe it would be enough evidence for us to pursue further action. And also having one of your experience along in case this person decides to seek violence. You could still stand as a witness or provide help if the situation were to devolve into something as horrific as things with the shadow may be.
I will at least provide my eyes as a witness.
I appreciate it. It'll be at whatever time in the morning, and I'll give him the location.
Okay. Of the dojo?
Yeah.
Where they were. Okay.
And I'll bow and I'll leave, and then I'll go have like an orchid scent.
Okay.
Just as a thank you for
All right.
the time.
Wasn't I making a weapon for some reason?
Yeah, you're working on a weapon. I think you were working on a weapon. Wasn't he working on a
I'd
weapon?
forgotten why.
Some kind of knife.
You're like
Your
inlaying,
mic's off.
making a jade knife or some such.
I was.
Jim, your mic's off.
And then it got canceled, and then I thought I would turn it into a wakizashi for myself. But I'd forgotten why we were doing that.
I think, was that the weapon that you're going to, some harebrained scheme, like you're going to replace the sword with that?
That was it. Or no, we were going to use it maybe, I don't
We're
know.
making like a jade inlaid dagger of some
That's
sort.
what
As
it
a gift.
was.
It was going to be a gift to see if they had
Right.
like a.
So you might still be working on it.
Well, that got canceled, and I thought, and I think I told you I would like to convert what I had into a wakizashi for
wakizashi,
myself.
okay.
And you said, well, you'd have to reforge the blade, but we had all this jade and stuff that I had carved, right?
I think so.
Okay.
That sounds...
Because
That rings true to me.
the original idea was that we would
So
use it as a gift to discover if they dropped it like a vampire given a plate of
Yes.
garlic bread.
So and you had gone and bought jade, and all right, I was just all of a sudden it came to me.
Okay.
I'm like, oh yeah, there was this thing going on.
Well, now we need to powder up some of that jade.
Do I? Did I make the wakizashi? I don't remember if we.
It takes
got
a
that
long
far
time
or
to
not.
make those things.
It does.
Yeah, I thought it was going to take like several weeks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're still... Bing, bing, bing,
Okay.
bing, 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 bing.
Yeah, that crap takes a while.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let those forged and fire guys set you off. It doesn't just take a week.
Well, they're already starting with high carbon steel. Here, you actually have to make your high carbon steel, and then you have to fold it like 300 times.
And there's two different grades of steel that are used in Japanese swords. That's what gives them the curve. I watched a thing about this. There's a
Cool at different
There's
rates.
a harder on the outside, and it's V'd in, and then there's a softer steel on the inside.
One to make it flexible and one to make it sharp.
I actually,
And then once it's forged, it's straight. And when they cool it,
cool
because
only
of those
part of
two
it.
different grades of steel, the blade curves.
yes, and you don't want it to curve this way. You want it to curve. It's a whole thing. Yeah, I actually
You don't
did
want it a
bunch
lefty or a righty. You
No.
want it an up. Right.
of- and I was studying knife making for a.
No, they have a
for
treatment for that now. I saw the TV ad.
I was taking knife making for a while and was studying a lot of that. But in this modern day, with heat, temperatures, and modern forges and modern metals, it's easy.
Yeah.
But back then, they were dealing with, basically raw sand shows up and you got to refine iron out of it, or an ingot shows up and you still got to refine it and bang on it and refine it and bang on it. And then oftentimes
Well,
the
the grade
mixing
of iron that
carbon
they
in
had
it was
access to was very poor.
it was a
basically pig
whole
iron.
process. So it was more than just grabbing
Right.
grabbing some high carbon steel and making a sword. They actually had to make the high carbon steel plus
Right.
the secret ingredients, which usually involve carbon and graphite and soot. It was very
Well,
crazy.
and
Clay.
it's a lot more difficult to keep a forge's temperature within plus or minus 10 degrees when you're doing it with.
Factoid about Damascus steel is that they found out that the reason why they never could make Damascus steel anymore was because of the course of the river, of the water that they used to make the steel changed. And apparently there was some form of clay in that water from where it ran before
Oh, yeah?
that actually made
Oh,
Damascus
really?
steel as awesome as it was. And since the water didn't pass through there anymore, it was never quite the way
Didn't
that
pick
it
up
was
that
before.
sediment anymore. Yeah. Wow.
Pretty crazy stuff.
That's one of the reasons they think that the violins
Stradivarius.
are one of the reasons they may sound the way they sound is because all that lumber was sent down like the Danube or something, and there was a lot of metals and impurities in the water that got into the wood and
they also
changed
said
the characteristics of the
because
wood.
it was like a drought or something at the time, so the woods were slightly denser than the wood is normally.
Right.
And so the stuff that he was using, and he was very careful to pick a certain ring pattern with his
Right.
woods. Yeah.
tightness of grain or whatever.
But you just can't get that anymore. I guess they get very close these days, but
Right.
he was doing it by eye. He didn't have all this modern stuff.
But in any case, so now we got the magistrate.
Yeah.
I thought
He will come.
we were stalling, waiting for Gimme.
Oh, we are? Okay.
That-
that's
yeah,
what I thought we were doing.
That's exactly what I was doing. Yeah, I was just vamping, waiting for.
Then I just suck.
That's okay. Like we can go. You know what? Here, let's
Yeah, we
have
can-
let's have a bro venture to go put jade in a fountain.
Okay.
Word. Show up super early with a vial, throw it in, walk out. That was a lot easier than I expected it to be.
I like it when it's that easy.
Like we can, like two of us can argue or something out front and try and distract people so no one sees anybody put anything in there.
Okay.
Hey, you. I don't like the cut of your jib.
Why I oughta...
You. I forgive you. Let's go get sake. All right.
6 a.m. sake is the best sake.
It's not 6 a.m. anymore.
Well, that's the morning we're going to put the jade in the thing.
Oh, you're going to do it that morning?
Yeah.
Okay,
Because you don't want it to wash out or
Oh, that's
have
true,
some
yeah.
other schmuck scoop it up in his cup.
Yeah. More fresh water. It all settles at the bottom. And they go, hey, what's that green powder at the bottom of this water? Hey.
All right, I will put the jade in. I have a plan for doing it. I will put it in my cup, and then when I dip my cup in, I will twist it
Oh.
out and scoop it up.
Nice. I like it. The subtlety crab.
How
Well,
many
I
parts
actually
per
have
million?
2 points in stealth, so
Oh, yeah, man.
The heck?
You were geared up for this.
You are the ninja of
He's
this
a
group.
secret. Yeah, he's secretly a ninja.
it's part of the whole hunting thing, I guess, that my family does. It's because I also have hunting and stealth, so it's part of. There's an offshoot, I guess.
Okay, we're not stalling anymore.
All right, Kimmy's back.
You're back.
Alright.
We put jade in the water.
You good? I figured you guys would just go do the thing, and I'd just be there.
Well, yeah.
I was trying to.
No,
but they
because
told me we should stall.
Because
I'm
if
like,
combat
okay.
happens, we're going to need you. You're the combat monkey, right?
Exactly.
We're not going to.
All right.
Hide behind the crab has been a fantastic method
Well,
since
for
I
him,
started playing this game. all the way
Thousands of
around.
years. That's what everybody else in the entire
You were
nation.
better than me, though.
That's what the entire empire does.
Yeah.
Hide
Yeah.
behind the crab.
All right, let's do the thing then.
Fair enough.
It's a thing.
All right, so it's early in the morning, and you go and. So you guys are all showing up at the same time? Or are you coming in early, or?
No, we're all showing up at the same time.
Aren't you still working on a weapon too? a
We
big
were
weapon?
just
Okay.
talked about
we
that.
we were talking
We were
about
just talking about that.
But it's going to take a while.
Yeah, it's gonna take like a month.
But I'm taking a break in the morning to see what this duel will be. But yeah, it takes like a month because we were talking about you have to get the metal, refine it, all of that.
Yeah.
Right, so the jade's in the water, and we're ready to walk in. I think.
And you see the dojo is open, and you see the Yojimbo and his. There's 3 guys with him coming down the road.
Hey, so spar casual, guys.
Dun dun dun.
I probably brought like a director's chair, 2 of them, so that we could sit and watch.
Oh, okay, yeah, with fans.
Yeah.
You have your fan?
I don't. I didn't bring it. Well, I'll take a... Wouldn't want to touch your fan because you'll probably come back and
Good
talk
enough.
about how it's gone wrong. No.
Ever since I let you have that fan, man.
So, utilitarian fan too.
There you go.
All right, so they walk in, and who's sparring? You guys are there sparring, or
Yeah, I guess you and I.
Yeah, just some boken.
okay?
How's that go?
Not into it.
You're gonna do the oh no Gungan style.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
You're gonna do the like 4th extra in the back of Braveheart, where they just do the Xing.
Has someone done that video? Because you just misspoke.
Yeah, I did.
And that
it's
game-
Gungan style.
Yes.
Yeah. Somebody's done it.
Someone has done that video.
Someone had like Jar Jar Binks dancing to that song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? I never saw
He's
that.
a Gangnam style.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it hasn't happened, it's
It
got to
should
happen.
happen.
I
Should.
feel like I've seen it. I don't.
I
know,
don't-
maybe not.
I don't
I've
think
seen
I have.
Jar Jar Binks do so many.
And then there was also.
I
the-
really love the David Lopan style parody.
So we're sparring.
Yeah, that one's really great. Yeah, we're sparring, putting up a good show.
And they come in.
I want to roll to see who wins. I want you guys to do a quick roll to see which one of you guys is better than the other. I just want to
We
know.
already did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but yeah.
He kicked my ass. I mean, we can. Sure. Okay.
Things have changed now.
It's
You
true.
learned from that
I
experience.
learned. All right. How do you do that with?
We're just sparring.
Sparring.
So basically, maybe we
Contested
just
roll?
make a contested attack roll.
All right.
Just with the katana,
With
since that's what we're
Kenjutsu.
using.
Kenjutsu, I guess?
Yeah,
Okay.
Kenjutsu or Aiojutsu? Because Aiojutsu, well,
Would be
Aiojutsu is
Kenjutsu.
just the duel.
and just Earth Ring.
No, it would be your Kenjutsu skill plus your agility, keeping your agility.
Oh, okay.
So I will go
Take his lot more nice.
Wow, that's a lot of 9s
Yeah.
and 10s.
keeping
That
3.
is that an 8 or a 10?
W1.
So it's 29.
Wow.
Help you guys.
Yeah.
18.
I did not get that.
Okay.
I can still hold up my fan like this and smile.
At least I have an excuse to be scowling now, because I was just scowling before because I was annoyed that we weren't just killing him. But
I'm annoyed we aren't just killing him too.
Okay.
I'll probably like do commentary with the magistrate. Because that's why I brought 2 chairs.
Right. Okay.
we can sit
Yes,
on the
yes,
side.
show
Yeah.
up? Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You guys are sparring, and they're in the private area sparring. And after, I don't know, probably 20 minutes, 25 minutes, they come wandering out. Then they head over to the fountain.
Dun dun dun.
All right. Just, observe surreptitiously who is drinking from the water. See if there's any.
They all are. They all are.
Sweet.
That's
Speaking
good.
Give myself a drink too.
This whole plan would have been really annoying if the
don't
guy's
think
like,
about it.
I'm not really thirsty this morning.
yeah.
I think I'll go have a cup of tea somewhere.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's not like they have sports bottles they carry around, right?
Jade Nalgene.
And
Body crave.
it's Rondo. It's got electrolytes. That's what plants crave.
Rondo.
They all drink and then they go wandering off, and you see the Yojimbo sort of double over about 10 or 15 paces after they start walking away.
To the magistrate?
Yeah, yeah.
But that is not incontrovertible proof.
No. You have seen it.
Yes.
Now the incontrovertible proof is upon me. I'll stand up,
Oh God.
one-handed crack my knuckles.
Like the oh god.
Your mic's off.
You can spend void points, right, on spells?
Yes, the only thing you cannot spend void points is damage unless you are wielding a katana.
Okay.
And void adds 1 keep 1?
One keep one. If you add it before the roll.
I'll spend 1.
Okay.
Which
Then
it
I
turns
get-
out we can get back a lot easier. For some reason, I thought we couldn't get void
No,
points
you just
back
drink
very
You
tea.
just have to sleep.
Clearly.
Drink some
Yeah.
tea.
Look, I'm on that.
I know.
I'm all about the recovery.
Yeah.
Boy,
You can
that's
do
a
this,
lot
David.
of-
I have faith
Look at
in you.
that.
Lucky,
Look at all
lucky,
those
lucky.
dice.
Just drink a void poison.
It is the power
Oh,
of
that's
a 10
yeah,
and 2 9s.
What do you get to
Come
keep?
on.
I get to. Oh, that's a 6.
That's a 6.
Yeah,
That's a 9.
3
That
nines.
one's a 9.
What do you get to keep?
That's a 9.
That one's
I get to
a
keep
9.
4.
Okay.
All right. That's about as good as you could possibly.
You can
Reroll
roll
that
that 10.
Yep.
Sweet.
So 1 10 and 3 9s. That's pretty good.
And a
And-
6.
And a 6.
I don't think
I've certainly done
there's
this.
I don't think there's any. It just hits, right? There's
I think
Yes.
it's contested Earth thing for him.
Is it contested?
I actually have the Earth book right here.
there
if
are
you
a
wanna
lot
look
of-
up
It's not in the
Jade's
Earth book. It's
Differences.
just in the regular book.
It cannot be intercepted or deflected, although magic resistance or other forms of magical defense can thwart it.
Jade
Okay.
Strike 72.
If the target has at least the 1 rank, then it inflicts the damage. I didn't call any raises.
Although in retrospect, you probably could have.
I could have, but I wanted to make sure this
Oh
happened.
yeah, this is too crucial.
Because I'm not worried about extra damage yet.
Yeah. You just want to prove.
If you're looking at, it's probably the same text, but you want to read it out for the, or I can read it out.
No,
for
no, just
the
I just want to
people
make sure. I don't
listening.
think there's anything. Yeah, there's
Nothing
nothing,
you can do.
except
Unless-
damage, except for magic resistance.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only thing that he could help.
So roll 3,
3
keep
keep
3.
3.
Well, just by saying that, you have indicated that he has 1 rank in taint.
I have not. I didn't apply any damage yet.
No.
I'm just seeing potentially whether or not you would do damage to someone who might be tainted.
Ah,
I'm seeing what the hypothetical damage might be.
Not much.
pathetic.
It's poop. It's poop.
13.
What is that?
13.
Huh?
13.
13.
Okay.
13 damage actually is quite middling for 3 keep 3. Slightly below that.
Could be better, could be worse.
Hey man, at least
It
it hit.
helps to prove a point.
Yeah, at this point it hit, and if it did do damage, then we have Proof of concept. And our concept is he sucks and he's a die.
Come on, where's
Realizing
ink? I
I
want
put-
ink. I want ink. I don't want gaps.
Here's a pencil.
No, I've got it. No, this fucking pencil.
Choreographed. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
I'm realizing I just dumped a bunch of points in Aijutsu. I really should have just put it in Kenjutsu.
Well, you can switch them around if you want.
You haven't used
Actually,
it yet.
Aijutsu is still a kick-ass thing to have, man.
Yeah, but we're about to get in a brawl.
True.
I think.
The thing is, with your opening shot, you can still use Aijutsu.
Oh, can you?
Yeah. Whenever
Remember
you're
what-
drawing your weapon and attacking, you can use
Remember
Aijutsu.
what Shinsei said. Don't be short-sighted with your experience points.
Right. Yeah, he's a smart dude.
Who's Shinsei?
He's basically the
wise guy.
Buddha of
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
setting.
So this-
You sort of
all
like-
the sayings.
Or the
that-
Confucius.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Confucius.
yeah, the Confucius. Yeah.
This pen actually is literally dead.
Oh no, you got to put it back in the jar. That's what everybody else does. Pens are like ice cubes.
Nothing
People will
pisses
like
me
just,
off like-
just I know.
Here.
every time.
Give me that one back, and I'll give you yours back.
Oh, I get one of my own pens. Thank you. These are much better pens. Because we don't have
I love
big
these
pens.
little gel pens. They're awesome.
Okay. All right. So 13?
13.
On top of
What
whatever-
happened?
on top of whatever
Well-
damage you may have taken, if you already took it, that might take him to at
And
least nick.
A blast of iridescent green energy comes out of my fist,
Yes.
flies true, and
Smacks
strikes him.
Smacks him right in the taint.
Smacks.
He was doubled over. It is possible that that's where I've hit him.
It is kind of the magic missile of.
They got him right in the tuchus. And he falls over, and there's like a singeing coming out from underneath the robes.
It is as I feared.
And the three guys that are with him look down and then look over at you, and they all draw their swords.
Sweet.
Here's where having them standing in front of where I am is useful.
That's why you put the chairs where you put the chairs. To give you and the magistrate a good view of the proceedings.
Of his singed ass.
Plus one to spectate.
So he sits back down and goes.
I stood up, I did my thing. I'm like, all right, it's on you guys.
Okay. And they look back over at you. Now, where are you guys still inside?
Yeah.
Or did you come out to watch?
No,
Well, I thought that, like, this
Yeah,
was
they
in
were-
the courtyard.
Yeah, they were
It
watching
is.
us
It is.
spar, so we were there.
Okay, so but
the way I'm picturing is here, they have their own little sparring area.
Yes.
And then there's more of a common sparring area.
Right.
There's water in between both. They came out to get the water.
and then they were leaving.
And then they were leaving, but
Yeah.
they weren't quite towards their area, so they're still in
Okay,
the common area. That's
all right.
the way I pictured
Okay,
it.
that's fine. So that they're actually probably behind you then,
Oh,
Sweet.
as compared to.
well, damn it.
As Shugenja is.
I
somewhat
failed in
for
my
Albedo
strategic sitting rules. Gentlemen,
One quick second.
yes.
Earth times 5 for the first rank for damage, and
Yes.
then it's 3. Is that correct?
I
Or
believe
2?
so. Let me look at the character
It's
sheet.
2.
It's Earth times 2 for the rest, I think.
It's Earth times 5 and Earth times
Yeah.
2. Okay, all
For
right. I just
what?
needed to know that. I'm sorry.
Yep, that's correct.
I don't know what that's about.
That's the damage check.
It's Earth
Ah.
times 2
Oh,
per level,
yeah,
Earth
okay.
times 5 for healthy.
All right.
Ready.
I have not come here to fight you. I have long suspected that this Yojimbo had been touched by the shadow. It is now proven. You can see the evidence yourself. Do not share in his dishonor by drawing your swords against us. We must report this immediately.
Oh, right, and then I grab my Tetsubo and hers, toss it to her, and go, or please do.
All right. What? Roll your sincerity plus. What are there's stats.
You
can
can be
never-
awareness or. I think awareness is always the go-to.
Yeah, there you
political
go.
Stat.
Can I roll intimidation to help?
Sure.
If I'm rolling, like, cause he just talked
So I'm talking, and they're just like,
with our Tetsubo's like right behind him, like total power stance, like with it like resting on my shoulder.
That's what I was
like,
saying. I was like, or
crack
bring
my
it.
neck.
I welcome it.
lacking sincerity as a skill.
So no 10s for explosion.
I will roll my awareness.
Okay.
Loop. There's a
I got a 7.
6, 7.
7.
What do we roll for intimidation?
Intimidation's a skill, I
yeah,
think, isn't
yeah,
it?
it is. But what do I roll with?
Oh, I would say strength
Okay, excellent. Or,
in this case. You're trying to look, I don't know, whatever you think would be most intimidating.
willpower?
That wouldn't be willpower.
My power of my
Steely
will.
gaze.
Figuring out. No,
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
it's one higher, so I'm
Okay.
like, make a case for it.
Oh, a 9 and 2 10s.
Yes,
Bam!
I'm intimidating as fuck.
As
Then you
F.
re-roll the 10s.
This is a Tom
So
Hanks
that's
Saving
30,
Private
just over
Ryan moment,
39.
39.
39. Okay.
right? Panzer's coming across the bridge. I'm just standing there, and I pull out my gun and I start shooting at it. And
Right.
they're the plane.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah!
There's another movie that's in. Oh, Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah.
When they're stuck on Cobalt. Okay. They look at you, and then they. What'd you roll?
39.
39.
Under intimidation.
Merry Christmas.
Freaking ridiculous, man.
That was exciting.
There has to be some bonuses for that scar across your face too.
Yeah.
'Cause that's just
Oh yeah.
stupid
I
as
think
crap.
actually I have a thing. Wait, I do have things.
It's 39 still.
Horrifying visage.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I do, and it has a thing. Disturbing countenance.
Ah.
Oh yeah, T into all my social skill rolls. Yes, I think it's supposed to help me with. I don't know, but it's fine. 39 is fine. I have enough faith in that.
I'll take that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would take that.
If you roll over 39, then we'll start parsing. Like.
I don't have any ones, so I don't think I did it.
Another thing for those that like the rule monkeys of these games, there's a thing that you can buy for each skill, which is emphasis, and that what that does is allows you to reroll ones on your roll. So I have emphasis with my Tetsubo,
Yeah,
So-
I have emphasis katana.
and there's also mastery, and after you reach a certain amount of ranks in it, you automatically get the mastery, and it's a special thing for just about anything. Like for the Tetsubo, I ignore 2 points of armor damage reduction. With the Tetsubo. With a katana, it gives you 1 keep 0, I believe.
Is that what it is?
To attack.
I was just going to look that up because
Yeah, I get one.
but it may not be a
0 for
problem.
spellcasting.
Yeah. Yeah. So with a katana, actually, if I'm in attack stance,
What'd
that's
you
just
roll?
as good.
39. You got 38.
Wow,
All right.
wow, that was close.
So he basically growls something to them. He's a little too far away for you to hear, and they're like, and they all kind of drop their heads, and then he stands up. Then he starts walking towards you guys.
I see you now.
Now, just to clarify, there are no fighting characters between you and him right now.
I know.
Okay.
But I'm not going to leave the magistrate standing here like a dip.
Are you aware that we were behind
Not
you?
even a little bit.
So he thinks he just cowed those guys. That's amazing.
That is hilarious. It's like, yeah, that's how badass I am.
Can you cast J Strike again?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think you cast a number of times equal to his earth ring per
that's
day.
what I was just. My
I've
guy,
got-
my
I've got-
guy topped out at 2 when he did it.
Let's,
got two
let's-
more.
Let's roll initiative at this point.
Okay.
You're going to have to remind me.
Initiative is
I'm
it's on your
looking-
little sheet here.
I'm looking it up
It's
right
roll insight, rank,
And 4 keep
reflexes, add any relevant modifiers.
So that is 16, 20.
Insight
I'm at a
rank
20.
and reflexes?
Yep.
And you keep your reflexes.
All right.
Not bad.
I got 17.
You keep which one? I'm sorry,
The
you just said it.
reflexes.
Reflexes? Okay. 18.
You're so professional in your die rolling.
Well, I got from EasyRollerDice.com.
That's the first time anybody has ever said that story. Ever.
He's artful in the skill of rolling the dice.
Yeah,
It's the
his
skill of
result.
getting the right result.
Not in this game.
Keep
This
your
game-
reflexes.
But
Yeah.
keep my reflexes roll with 2 1s, although one's sort of a
Well, you keep the higher numbers.
Yeah.
Clearly, but if my
Your
reflexes
was
is
5.
4, I'm
get
still
to keep
going to get to keep 4. So yeah,
Don't keep the ones.
I have to keep one of them.
You could choose not to and just be 1
24.
lower, despite it.
That's true.
Bad die. I'm not using you anyway.
21.
Shun it.
20,
Put it on timeout.
Right? So that's
7.
12 there,
Yeah,
plus
you're
7.
right.
Yeah.
So Sturk got 21,
No,
24.
24. Okay.
I got 20.
I'm so close to Insight Rig 2. It's so
What'd you get?
annoying. 18.
Yeah, same here.
I'm like literally like
What'd
3
you
points
get?
away now.
20. What'd you get?
17.
So 24 was who?
Dork.
Mr. Big Money.
And who got the 20?
I did.
Okay. Mako.
Mako, we make him out of clay.
18.
That's
But
Here's
you-
our Samurai Golem.
Makiko. And Ichiro got a 17. Okay.
I thought I was doing all right with that.
The Yojimbo goes first.
Sure.
yeah.
Of course.
You got 26.
Now I kind of want to do like a Man of La Mancha direction for my character.
So he's gonna run up and he's gonna try to hit you.
Ah. There's nothing I can do to stop that.
Right. What is your TN to hit?
Oh, you can defend, can't you?
Yeah, you can go full defense.
Or-
Yeah.
And you can
Well, sure.
roll your
Dodge.
defense.
Are you still
and-
sitting in the chair?
No, I stood up.
Okay.
When I shot the. Yeah.
Okay, right.
I didn't actually sit
just-
back down.
That
Yeah, that would be
super
awesome if you
amazing.
had.
Did you roll for the magistrate?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
because they're sitting right next to him.
$22. So he's like in between Tak and Mako.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to take the full defense stance?
Yes.
Actually, everyone is supposed to declare a stance during this.
That I would
like
do
right
that.
now, right?
I am declaring attack stance.
Okay.
I'm declaring attack stance.
Okay.
Attack.
Wait,
I thought, don't we do
wait.
Earth,
Let me
or-
double check my power here.
Maybe I'm misremembering. I'm going to trust Jim because he knows this shit.
Well, the reason why I'm choosing attack stance is because my school gives me an extra 1 roller whenever I attack in the attack
Right,
stance.
but aren't there stances with the rings too, like Earth or?
No, that
Am
was
I-
the other
I think
system.
that's
No, that's the
another
other
system.
system. Oh,
Yes,
those
I have to
FFG.
assume attack stance because my school gives me a bonus in attack stance.
Attack, full attack, defense, full defense, center. Those are your stances.
Tetsubo's to attack position.
Damn it.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Bum,
straight
bum,
up
bum,
baseball.
bum, bum, bum.
Go for center of mass.
I also believe my sword might give me a bonus. I'm not sure if I wrote that down or not. I may have to look that up.
I would love to see your sword. You have to take a round to remove the oilcloth.
No, I carry it now. I think
Oh,
I
okay.
think that was the whole point. Was
We
that
convinced you, yeah.
she had a whole argument with me with her dad who said, "Buck up, Buttercup, and just carry the sword. Shut the hell up and stop whining." And I said, "Okay." Remember that?
So are you going to take full defense?
Yeah,
Okay, so you're taking full defense.
because, yeah.
So that means you can add character in this stance rolls defense plus reflexes and adds half the total to the armor TN.
Mm-hmm.
You have defense, of course.
Yeah.
Do you?
No.
Okay.
Actually, it's not uncommon for Shugenji to have defense. There was a possibility.
There is, but I do not.
Okay. So you're going to just make a reflexes roll. And 10s don't re-roll.
So I got 10,
10. So you add 5 to your armor TN to hit.
which would now make it 5.
No, it's your reflexes times 5 to begin with, and then you add an extra
Ah.
5.
Are you wearing armor?
No.
Okay.
I have the ceremonial robe thing. But
I
it
would
doesn't have
assume that
armor.
nobody here is wearing armor since
Probably
we're in the
not.
dojo.
She always has her armor on.
I would have worn at least my sparring armor.
I don't know.
I'm saying that.
Okay.
Because I did it. That's what I was wearing when I dueled the other guy.
So
Okay.
then I'm 15.
15. All
Because
right.
reflexes times 2 is the base, you said, right?
Yes, so
Yeah.
you need to roll a
Very
save.
good.
Reflexes times 5, actually. So
Reflexes times 5.
yeah, so if it's your reflex
Oh.
2, then you have a 10, and then plus 5 for your skill, so you'd be at 15.
Got it. Yeah. I got the right answer. I screwed up what I said when I talked about it again. So 15. Let's see. Let's get hairy.
And it keeps this many.
Okay, so the Caillou blade has a 3 keep 3 katana, unbreakable.
You have a Caillou blade?
Yes, I
Lucky duck.
do.
27.
Okay.
No one
So that
issue?
surpassed my armor
Okay.
number. Do you need a significance? How far past?
No. It's going to roll damage. 8 keep 2.
Oh.
He's only keeping 2.
Oh,
He's only
that's not
keeping
bad.
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's a katana?
I got a shot.
You get a shot. I got 2 10s.
You dirty ass. Damn it. Well, roll them again. Let's see how bad this
I'm
gets.
going to.
1 and a 2.
23.
That's the best kind of additional roll.
23. So you subtract armor and then you take 23 points to your.
Oh.
So that's 8. Because I subtracted armor first.
No, the DR of your armor. If you're wearing armor, not armor TN to hit. Armor TN to hit is the number to hit you.
So I don't subtract anything.
You don't have to subtract anything.
23.
23.
So I'm crippled? How do I figure out those numbers again?
When you take one, you go to the next one.
Yeah, but what?
You don't have the numbers?
I don't.
It's five times Earth, right?
Yes.
5 times Earth for the first one,
Okay.
and then all the rest of them are 2 times Earth.
It's on your sheet here. Wounds.
No, I get that, but
Oh.
to figure out what number somebody had to get to one of those.
You
wound
just
levels.
you just knock the hit points off.
Yeah.
You have hit points for each level.
Right. But to determine what those hit points are, that's not
Yes.
on the paper.
Yeah.
I got that.
Earth times 5 and Earth times 2 for the rest. What are you eating?
A bag of
So,
shrimp.
They smell like fish.
Yes.
Yep.
well, yeah. What did you?
Well, they're shrimp flavored chips.
Well, yeah, but I didn't actually expect them to smell like. I just figured they had like.
Try one.
No, I'm. Yeah.
Like open a bag and it's just a bubbling tray of scampi.
These are not for everybody, but they're one of my favorite snacks in the
No,
world.
they're yummy. They're super crunchy, but I just wasn't prepared for like the fish smell. For
The
something.
wafting
The
bag
fish
odor.
gas when you open
Yeah,
it
I
up.
was not ready.
Fish gas.
Nobody ever is.
So I am nicked.
You're nicked. Okay. Mm-hmm. But is that the first level or is that?
That's it. Yes.
Because it was 15 and then 8 more puts me into the nicked line.
Right.
Okay.
But not all the way to grazed, which would be 25.
Got it. Okay. All right.
I have 27 on my sheet, but yeah, maybe it's different per person.
Yours might be better.
Yeah.
What is your Earth? Your Earth is 2 or 3?
Right.
3. Yeah, that's right. 15 should be the first one. Third Earth 3.
Me.
Talk.
All right. So there's a couple of things I've never really done before, so we're going to have to walk through this. Not necessarily to be pedantic, but just to know. I want to use one of my school technique, which is torches, flame, flickers. And I'll read it out for those of you so you don't have to read along. He learns to focus his strikes even while protecting himself, perfecting the penetrating quality of his blow without sacrificing his defense. While you assume the attack stance, which I declared I did,
Right.
you gain a bonus of +1 keep 0 to the total of all attack rolls.
Okay. All right.
It also talks about you are skilled at survival. You can make food, water, and jade rations last twice as long for a number of people equal to your hunting skill rank, which I didn't realize was a thing either. Okay, on top of that, I have a Caillou blade, and I get a +2. It gets a +2 to target. Oh, now I gotta find this again because I closed the book because I'm a moron. It's a 3 keep 3 katana, unbreakable, -2 to target's reduction.
Okay. He doesn't have any reduction right now anyway because there's nowhere.
Okay. So, I'm going to spend a void point.
Caillou blade.
So to attack him, The katana is a 5 keep 3. That's what I have written down, plus spending a void, which makes it a 6 keep 3. Is that correct?
6 keep 4, right?
6 keep 4.
6 keep 4
Yes, it's
because
one
of
keep
the
one.
stance? Or because of...
Okay, your skill, let's just start from the top. Your skill is
Alright.
what? In Kingdom
2.
2. Then, and your agility is what?
3.
Okay, so that's 5. That's 5 keep 3 so far. You get a +1 plug as your stance, so that's 6 keep 3, and then you added a void, so that's 7 keep 4 is what you're rolling.
7 keep 4, right? Okay, and then the target, all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So glad you guys are here to keep me honest.
I see a 10. 8.
So,
You keep 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, right?
And roll another die at it.
So what is that now? We're at
That
10,
is
18.
19 plus 8, so that's 27. And you get another 10. So that's 31.
31. Okay, that will hit.
All right.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll
Damage is what?
It's your
3
3
keep
keep 3
3.
for the base sword, but you always add your strength as rollers. So it's 3 keep 3 for the sword, plus your strength is what? Should be what?
3.
So it would be 6 keep 3 for your damage.
You're next, right?
I believe so.
Oh, it's right here. I should have just looked at my sheet.
I was like, oh, it's not going to be me for a while. I think you go there.
9, 16,
That's what I'm talking about.
20,
21.
21. Yeah, 21.
21? Okay.
And if he has any damage reduction, it's reduced by 2. Because I don't know what kind of squiggly bonuses all of his Shadowlands taint will give him. Yes.
And I don't know if that jade is still affecting him either. That might help.
What's the... I don't have the character sheet. He's at the +5. What is that?
That's grazed.
Gives
Okay.
it- yes.
All right, so... You cut it. So you cut across him, and he... Oh!
He doesn't like that.
He doesn't like that.
There's
Those
a
dogs.
doggo.
Those dogs. Get out!
I got it.
Someone left the door open. Hi, Baloo. What a good boy. Come here. Baloo.
No,
Out of the
I'm
trash.
sniffing the trash.
Good
Leave me
boy.
alone.
Outside. Out. You good boy. Go outside. Go outside. Go. Out. Get out.
I want to be here with
Out.
you.
Out.
Keep
I want
going.
to sniff the crackers.
Out. Come on. No.
Such soulful eyes on that puppy dog.
Oh, yeah.
Out.
Jeez.
Good boy.
Samurai from the Dog Clan. Rush in. Disturb the entire thing.
There should be a dog clan.
What should be?
Why isn't there one?
Well, there's a wolf clan, but that was
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right, what's going on?
The magistrate is not going to do anything this turn.
Okay. But he already did.
Magistrate?
Oh, no, magistrate is
Magistrate,
not doing it.
yeah.
Oh,
So it goes to Mako.
okay. I will smack him good. So, on 7, I'm going to attack the next one. I'll also spend a void. What the heck? So 30.
Okay, that will definitely hit.
All right. And I believe that I'm rolling a lot of dice for damage.
And what's nice, again, I forgot to look at my sheet, but all of the stuff is written down on the sheet. The 6 keep 4 that you guys worked out, it's right
Yep.
there.
Yeah, but sometimes it's good for the audience to know how we
Yes.
assemble these pools. So I'm 6 keep 3 for damage. Suckoid.
No,
That's 12.
12?
Yeah. And that also has a -2. Ah, I forgot. Didn't roll any ones to hit. Because I re-roll those.
So now he's at the -15 level.
You reroll ones when you're hitting?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
'Cause you're
Because
stealth.
I have mastery.
Yeah. Oh, I
Close,
did
door's
too.
not closed.
Yeah,
Not
okay.
mastery, but
Door's not closed.
I had katana emphasis,
emphasis.
too.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
you get to reroll once.
Dog's coming
What
in.
did it do?
Actually, it might be a different thing for the emphasis for katana.
Blue came in and joined us for a little while.
Oh, for a minute.
I'll look that up.
Okay.
So
what's
now he's at hurt now.
plus 15? That's hurt.
That is injured.
That's what he's at. Injured.
Doesn't have
What-
a whole lot more to go.
What did the magistrate do?
Nothing.
He
He just is observing.
He's watching.
Very good.
All right.
I'll try not
So
to
I can
sprinkle him
use
with
Aijutsu
blood.
for my first strike, right?
Yes, you can.
And I can do that with a Tetsubo.
No.
You can do Aijutsu duels with Tetsubos in Crab, though, right?
No.
Good try.
I think if both parties agree to opt for a different weapon, they can.
Aijutsu is a very specific thing culturally, and I don't. I mean, you could definitely do a duel with Tetsubo, but it wouldn't be considered an Aijutsu.
Okay.
Oh, okay. that
Yeah,
can-
we probably wouldn't use the Aijutsu school.
So
Yeah.
Kenjutsu
Skill.
and strength.
It wouldn't,
Are you
well,
doing
your-
it- you're doing
Tetsubo's
your-
heavy weapon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Heavy weapon.
There's a skill called heavy weapon.
Heavy
Right, but
weapons
I have
plus agility.
Oh, so it wouldn't be Kenjutsu?
No, the heavy weapon.
Kenjutsu would be the katana.
Are you kidding me?
Why? Yeah, you're not swordy. You're.
I know that, but I just took a point out of heavy weapon and put it in Kenjutsu.
Why would you do that?
Well,
You
flip
use
Because you
a
said I
Tetsubo.
could move it around. Because
Flip it back right now.
All right,
you
I'm
haven't
putting it
used
back.
it yet. Just-
Remember what Shinsei said about experience points.
You're right. If you have an emphasis in any weapon,
Yeah.
you can re-roll once.
Damn it!
It's any weapon. Okay.
All right.
It's what it says. It says.
'Cause I hadn't used it yet, so and
re-roll
you
the
said I
dice
could
and
move
result in
things
one.
around if I hadn't used
Yeah,
it.
you can. But why are you mad at me? I
I'm
said you
not.
could move things around.
I'm just
actually
annoyed because
I
I
didn't say to
I
move
knew-
heavy weapons.
No, I know you didn't. Okay, so all right, heavy weapons and what?
Agility. It's always your attack stat.
Dumb stat, huh?
No, it's not. Ooh,
There's a
it's
10 and a
1,
9.
10 and a 9.
How many are you keeping of these bad boys?
3
Trace?
and a 6.
So that's 20 straight on. 25, sorry.
Yeah, this is not going to be. Hopefully, come on.
Nice.
Oh,
All right,
That will hit him. Go ahead and roll your Tetsubo.
big
damage.
money.
my what?
Your
Your
Tetsubo
Tetsubo
Tubo
damage.
damage is 3 plus agility. Keep. Oh yeah, 3
it's
plus
your
strength. Sorry.
Yeah, 3 plus strength, keeping 3.
So 6 keep
Yeah.
3,
I know.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 minutes.
Now we're in combat. It's time for the spicy beer.
9, 8,
The 6, I believe.
6. Yeah.
So 23?
Yeah.
How much?
23.
23. I'm doing math in my head.
The really cool thing about this program that Stork discovered is that it also allows you to make cool NPC sheets.
Oh, really?
You can program them in, and you can put like 4 NPCs on a sheet.
Yeah.
Gives you all their relative
That's
Oh, no
nice.
kidding. Oh, cool.
useful
Okay.
stats.
So he's down.
Okay, good.
I'm keeping an eye on the other guys.
Like,
They're over there like,
like down, or
yeah.
like dead?
Yes,
or
like you take
unconscious. Okay.
He took all of his hit points and there's 5 extra.
Okay.
He has to spend a void to act. He's still alive, but
Right.
he's very severely hurt.
That would entail him having void.
I will use my sandal to disarm him.
Okay. You kick the sword away.
Move the sword away.
All right.
Make sure not to touch it. It's Evo.
I'm gonna pull off. Like
If
I have.
anybody knows,
I'm gonna
I
pull
said my
off.
sandal.
Like I've got my
Right.
like bamboo training armor or whatever. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna wrap it around the sword.
Okay.
I'm gonna carry the sword.
You want to just stroll out here like a
Get the
boss
fuck
and
outta
just get
here.
the fuck out of Dodge?
Yeah.
To the crab boats.
Well,
I bow to the magistrate and we walk the hell out.
Okay. All right.
So-
you know what? I'm going to grab the scabbard for the sword as well. And is there? This is terrible. Is there anything on the body?
He's not dead.
Yeah.
He's just down.
Is there a? Do you have a death haiku?
He's not really coherent.
I will say a death. I gotta come up with a death haiku for him.
Okay. But you notice that like a couple of the slashes, There's some like ganky stuff going on, like not coming out of him, but like
Like black blood of the earth?
no, like the skin is like rotted and fetid and has
Yeah.
like a greenish kind of.
Oh, okay. Then we really shouldn't walk away from this. Just end it.
Yeah, I'm going to do my job and cut his head off.
Okay.
Do I need to roll for that?
And at this point, no.
Shouldn't you not do that with your sword?
I can do it with my sword as long as I don't. As long as I clean the sword afterwards.
Is
You
your mic
do
on?
the blood shake. No,
Yeah, it is. It is.
it is. You do the blood shake and such. As long as I don't physically touch the blood, everything should be good.
Okay. Are we sure?
That's pretty spot
Okay.
on.
Okay.
I'll totally take a step back.
I'm very good at this.
I believe you, but I don't necessarily need to be
You want to roll?
gore splattered.
No, but if you
You
want
don't
me
have to. I'm not saying that. We're just bragging. So
I'm
let's
perfectly
see if-
willing to say that you expertly cut the guy's head off.
Yeah, I am
Yeah.
too. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you've cut his head off.
And I do the flick, and in one quick
Right.
motion.
Wonder what Ghost Dad says
Yeah.
about that.
Oh, he's super.
And I bow to the body of who he once was and not who he is now.
Okay.
So yeah. So how quickly are we trying to get the heck out of here?
Now, like I'm walking.
Yeah. Let's just go
Like
straight up
I'm
to the
not even
docks.
gonna watch him.
Who
Like,
has the sword?
me?
Okay.
I will take a minute and talk to Aizo.
Okay.
I thank you for being here. A sad and unfortunate day. But as you can see, this man was no longer a man.
This is clearly true. Your gamble has paid off.
What?
Like it was your gamble.
He doesn't know even who you people are. There is now a legend of the one-armed
And
ninja.
he also had his back to you guys when the whole intimidation thing happened. So he probably thought it was.
All him.
As the source
Where
of the
is
cheese
hired
laden crown.
thugs,
yeah.
man?
He thought it was Ichiro's oratory. Wow, he kind of stutters and stumbles over his words, but wow, they seem to pay attention to him.
Yeah, listen up, fellas.
So, again, I thank you, and I again would ask if, when you return home, if you could give my best to my family.
I will do so.
And tell them that I have done my best to find a way to honor our traditions.
Indeed.
And I'll pack up my director's chair.
I shall send for someone to take care of the remains of this.
Thank you. May we meet again someday.
I look at him and bow and say, I do not need to remind you. Do not touch him. He needs to be burned. If
got
anyone touches him, they should be killed as well.
Not that we would ever say that you would touch a dead body at all.
Yeah,
Sama.
exactly.
My apologies for the insinuation. Time to go.
Good day, suck.
Somewhere far away and make it good.
Those are really good.
What are they?
They're oolong candies, oolong tea candies.
Well, I'll totally
Oh.
try one of those.
Oolong tea candies.
Thank you. Would you like to try the Ancho chili beer?
Sure. That sounds weird.
And
I think you
also
said
sword?
Hanzo for a second.
Right,
Hanzo
Hanzo,
chili beer.
right? From Kill Bill.
Yeah, you feel it
Hans-
you
Hattori
taste it on the
Hanzo,
finish.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Are they
pretty
sweet
good.
candies? Are they like sweet?
Yeah, they're sweet hard candies.
Yeah, it's like sweet green tea.
Okay.
Oh, it's not green tea.
This
want-
is like the
you want the last
Japanese
piece of,
version of
um,
Werther's original.
You want the last piece of sushi? You want the last piece of sushi?
I'll take it.
I'm still like
So,
heading to the
where
boat
you-
with my thing.
Are you,
Going straight to the crab boats.
okay, all right.
The crab bones.
They are.
In the middle of winter.
They're already
That's when
leaving.
you go crabbing,
Yeah, right.
They have
I
to
know.
leave this morning.
I watched Italy's catch.
right, Sam?
Yeah, they have to leave this morning. I want to get there before they leave.
He's rolling for weather.
I just wanted to see if they left already.
Yeah. You see, they're getting ready to like untie the moorings, and there's just last few guys who are loading stuff on, and they see you coming up. You're probably ahead of the rest of them, I imagine.
Well, I went off right behind.
They're
them.
very talky.
Okay.
Yeah. I
So
stayed
you
back
two-
because they were talking. And
Okay.
I wanted to make sure
Yeah,
that
they've
didn't say
probably got a 200-yard head start.
Okay.
There was a great scene in The Dresser. This is a movie with Albert Finney, where they come to the train station, they have to get on the train, and they're leaving. And the people are like, we got to stop the train. The conductor's like, I can't. And Albert Finney, using the Shakespearean actor, goes, stop that train! And everything.
They're crab. They don't give a fuck if we yell.
No.
I also have very long legs. I've been walking very quickly.
Right. All right. So you guys probably get there first.
And is the old lady, crab lady there?
You don't see her
Okay.
outside, no.
Okay.
But you know that she's gonna. It's like
She's
three
listening.
shifts.
Yeah. Okay. Come up and bow. I don't remember her name. Please tell Sama. Insert her name
Make an
here.
intelligence roll. See if you remember her name.
No, I would totally remember her name. It was literally like the day before, and they were the only crab I know. It has not been a month for me. That's not fair.
Let's see how well you remember the name.
Just had a question.
It's
How
okay.
much does a sword weigh?
8, 9, 10, 11.
11.
Actually, katanas are fairly light.
Less than 5 pounds?
I'd say less than 5 pounds.
It's a dick thing.
Especially if it doesn't have the scabbard.
And that's why you have the you're not good with names. It's a dump stat, right? Dump stats have dump stat purposes.
It's not incredibly low. It's not like 1.
It's human average.
Yeah.
Okay, we have average memory.
So I would remember someone's name from the day before if I had a giant audience with them.
You think so?
Oh, I don't.
I have horrible times with
Yeah.
names. Maybe you're a lot smarter than us though. But maybe you're not. You're smarter than your character too. Maybe your character has the same sort of intelligence.
No, I'm terrible with names, but my character is not.
How is your character not terrible with names when the stat you need to roll to remember a name is your intelligence?
Wow. That's like a Mobius strip now, isn't it?
That's fine. Okay.
Something.
Osama!
Well, I'll say it's an easy since it was only yesterday. Her name is Obane.
I don't know if it is now. I don't trust you.
Okay.
I'll just call
Oh,
it.
that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious as a
Failed to
GM.
That
roll.
would be a
Here's the
dick
name,
move.
and it's a wrong.
I would love that.
That would be perfect.
Oh my
let's do it.
god.
I'm just gonna say,
Roll. Oh yeah, it's this.
I'm just gonna say, please tell Sama that Makiko.
Go ahead.
You can call someone Sama. That's totally
Sure,
legit.
absolutely.
Yes. Unless
Straight
there's
up.
more than one. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Actually, you can use
He
the plant.
is. He's like,
You know she's a Hida, right? You can go Hida-sama, and that's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah.
see, they're like my only family. I would remember their name. All right. So please tell Hida-sama that Makiko, we've succeeded in our quest and are requesting to depart with you.
Okay, so quick time out there, Stu.
Yeah.
Since I am not necessarily part of this group, and I am tied physically to the service of a diplomat on this island, would I be departing with the group?
We can retcon a little bit and say that maybe it took a while for the message to get there, but there's been a message that has released you from your service to the Inukai.
Just wanted to make sure, because I'm not about to take off from this berg if I'm...
Yeah, that's legit. Like, oh damn!
Oh, damn,
We're
he just
6
took off.
hours out to sea.
Nice, I got hired on Yojimbo.
Oh,
It's job
probably.
abandonment.
You would probably swing by, and maybe after mentioning your involvement in this, it'd probably be best if you would go with them. I will do what I do.
Since we're retconning that a little bit, I will actually, before the confrontation, I would have gone to my charge and said,
Okay.
"Here's the sitch. I may not even see the end of tomorrow. I'm just letting you know." And I have actually all my stuff, all my belongings packed up and ready to go, just
Okay.
in case.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I would think that all of us would have done that because
Yes.
I would like to say that we would basically preparing for a quick departure.
Yes.
And
Either a quick burial or a quick departure. One or
right,
the other.
either way.
I love my wife so much.
We do too.
She is the best.
All right, so you've got your rucksack or whatever. And
Yeah. My bindle.
You guys.
Bindle. It's a whole different thing.
She was actually a Yasuki. She's not a Hida, but that's fine.
Oh, damn!
Anyway, they let you come aboard to speak with her. They're not saying they're taking you, but they let you come aboard to speak with her at least. She's in the.
I love the idea of you showed up and you go on board to talk to her, and then this motley crew of other people show up like,
Hey.
It's like Bjorn with the dwarves.
Yeah. Sama, we have avenged the brave crab who sacrificed their life to find out about the sword. And we now have the corrupted weapon so that we can take it and dispose of it. But we must leave the city quickly. Would you allow us passage on your ships as you are leaving immediately as well?
I suppose I might. Are you ready now?
We are.
Very well. Shouts up some order, and
Okay.
you hear people untying ropes.
Okay.
That's about the time that you guys show up.
Just to make sure that my memory is not off, the crab and the crane are allied in the current conflict.
no.
No.
So why would they want to transport crane since they're at war?
They might know that she's not originally Crane.
Yeah, we definitely know that.
Might.
We really kind of need
But
to
they're
release
not.
the
But they're not.
idea
They're not.
that-
They're not technically at war.
Okay.
They're not. They're not two of the major. The four. They're not part of the four clans that are fighting each other. They're part of the rest of the clans that were told by the emperor to disrupt their ability to fight with each other.
Yeah.
So
We're
yes,
technically kind of on the same side since we're both imperially commanded to disrupt the situation, right?
The enemy, my enemy.
yeah.
The
for-
crab burned some crane lands.
Yeah, the crab did burn some Crane farms.
Well, all right, man. Take us over there and we'll call it even, yo.
But they hate Shadowlands things more than anything.
Some of the worst trouble I got into in my life was my buddy works for a Japanese company, and we were at a beach house for the summer, and his Japanese coworker was there, and we were trying to figure out who was going to get the coal for the barbecue that night. And I was trying to convince his coworker to do it. And I was like, "Come on, dude, just go get it. You have the car." Tell you what, you do this, and I'll forget the whole Pearl Harbor thing just out the window. Forgive
my
it.
God.
Why would you say that? Why would you say? Because I was just like
He's not your
22 and a
coworker.
jerk.
Yeah. It's not my coworker. What do
Yeah,
I
all
do?
kinds of pissed, and Mike started laughing. He's like, "He's not even American. He's Chilean. He can't even forgive you for that crap."
Wow.
Yeah, dumb.
But
All
funny.
So they let you come aboard as well. You're on the larger of the three ships, the Santa Maria San. I'm going to fast forward some.
Okay.
Are there any Kuni Shugenja on board along with this?
There are not here.
I
This
want to.
sword is strapped to me, and I'm not letting it
I
go.
want to give her the scabbard as well.
Okay.
Please keep this in the scabbard because the less steel exposed, the less chance
Yeah.
it has of
So it is. I am in my. I'm going to put on my jade armor, and this sword is strapped to me in its scabbard, wrapped in my other armor, like attached to my body, and no one gets to fucking touch.
Okay. Well, after
You're not going to do a Boromir?
it takes about a week and a half
Let me just carry
2
the
weeks
burden for a while.
to get there.
I don't have to ask.
After about the first week, the jade inlay on your armor is starting to look a little dark.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like being on the other side of the wall.
No. Yeah.
It's not happening that fast, but it is. It does seem to be affecting it.
It went from light green to darker green.
Yeah.
Yes.
Almost gray.
And at some point, Obane-sama invites you to tea or to sit in the rain because there's no tea.
No.
and
Help with that.
asks, "Okay, you can totally help with that."
Do they want tea?
Well, yeah.
Do you want to try your steamed bean snack?
It's winter and you're in a
Is
boat.
it any good?
Nope.
And it's
3 bean
that's
salad.
probably
in a
why
bag.
there's no tea. They're probably
Yeah, it's pretty
not
normal.
willing to risk cook fires.
Iced tea?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Cold brewed.
That's what we want in winter.
It's iced tea,
Absolutely.
of course, with a lemon slice.
That stops the scurvy.
Exactly.
With a 3-hour tour on, yeah.
I would like to inquire on your plans with that weapon.
Oh,
It's really bad.
we will take it. It will be destroyed.
Literally just beans.
Do your people have the ability to destroy such a weapon?
They do. We've already destroyed one.
And how is this done?
With the help of Shugenja from many clans.
It was monks.
Monks. Oh, sorry. Wasn't it? Oh,
It was monks.
sorry.
It was
Monks.
one Shugenja who wasn't really helping.
No, yeah. No, I'll leave that part out. Then. I'm sorry. I would say monks.
I
Then.
helped plenty.
Yeah.
Diet Coke, please. As
And 805, please.
my clan would require that I at least offer that we take on that burden for you. Because, quite frankly, I am reticent to leave it to one who had the duty and honor to fight against the Shadowland, but has turned their back on it.
I understand. If you would like to send one to accompany us to make sure it is done, I would welcome them.
I will do so.
Ghost dad.
Do you want
to read it
out loud? Is it that good?
Your mic's
It's a
off.
lot. It's,
I know I turned
it's all right.
I love it because it's just like watching shit roll downhill.
Yeah.
It starts from Stu, gets to you, and then you go. Turn to me. I'm not even
Exactly
involved in the
how
conversation.
It is. It's true.
And yes, while I have lost the honor of the Crab Clan, I still dedicate my life to fighting the Shadowlands as I may. And I would welcome one from the Crab Clan to help ensure the safety of the Empire and the destruction of the sword.
Give me 1 second.
Just can't tell you how uncomfortable I am being on a Yasuki ship. Just see him in a corner, just sulking, being very upset of having to be there. He's not even talking to anybody. He's just like pissed.
But considering it's a small crab ship in the middle of winter, you're probably throwing up with the rest of us.
Yeah, but the Daidoji and the Yasuki are particularly there's a lot of animosity between those two families.
Yeah, you're not technically Ronin, are you?
No,
You're the
not
only
even
one that isn't.
technically at all. No.
Not even a little bit. Not even temporarily, like we once were.
All these dudes can S&D. I hate them all.
I'll probably spend the voyage attempting to calm the seas as best I
Okay.
can.
Okay. And she calls, Iwa! And
Ooh.
this young, like 17, 18-year-old Bushi comes down. She says, "This is my son. He will accompany you."
It is my honor to have him come with us, and I'm going to bow to him. Not like super low.
Okay.
How badass does he look?
He's not. He's young.
Okay.
He's
Yasuki.
Yasuki. How
He's on-
badass could he be?
Yeah. He's, yeah. All right, that's cool. That's fine.
Could be a prodigy. We don't know.
Could be. All right.
I was a
So make a couple rolls to see if the how well
Sure.
Commune with them water spirits, yo.
I shall do so happily. Except for that whole water ring bit. It's
Yeah,
way
no,
less
it's
fun
perfect.
that way. Roll a lot of dice, keep very few.
Where's a song from Camp? Iki mai tai mi wa.
I've got a 9 and a 9, so I got an 18.
That's good enough. Okay. All right. You're able to calm the seas when it gets particularly terrible, and you understand why no one travels in the winter.
Yeah.
By the time you guys make it to Murasabishitoshi.
Because this is water kami party time. They're all jumping around having a good time. Like, why would we stop the party when why would? Okay.
Gustav is like super convinced that you're trying to summon minions to kill us all. Just
I wouldn't do that.
Yet.
The
I have to get to higher insight rank first.
or more corruption.
you get a lot more bang for the buck with Maho, just so you know.
Yeah, I get that.
If you ever want to go that direction, you actually get quite a bit. Insight rank 1 or their mastery level 1, you get a lot of very handy spells.
Yeah.
Cool.
When you know, use Yasuki blood, you end up with shitty spells. Just saying.
All right, so we ended up in Murasabishitoshi.
You get, the boat is going to stop, and now the bay is abandoned because it's almost. I mean, there's icebergs and
Yeah.
snow on the. It's dead of winter. So basically, they just kind of pull up to the dock and get you guys off and keep going because this isn't their stop.
Yeah.
Before the bay ices up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
So and you have Yasuki Iwa with you.
I want to keep an eye on Yasuki Iwa.
Okay.
I will always be the back. While and I'm sure he wants to be near the sword, so I'm just want to. I don't want to be blatant about this. I just want to sort of, I want to
Right.
fly casual,
Okay.
keeping an eye.
He's
on it at all
basically
times.
like your shadow.
That's cool.
and I'm going to be like his shadow.
Okay.
And I haven't gotten any weird shit from the sword, right?
No.
Good.
Not yet.
I'm glad to hear that. That was a relief.
I'm so glad I don't have to kill you as a player.
This time. Excuse me. Yet.
That was very Red Pirate Roberts.
Most likely kill you in the morning.
All right.
So you're now in the abandoned shady dock area of Murasabishitoshi. You know that the White Ashen Stone is probably the closest.
What time is it?
It's dead of night.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably like 3 a.m. or something.
Okay. And how many? I'm sorry, it was a 2-week ride from Murasabishitoshi?
About 2 weeks. About
Okay.
2 weeks. Yeah.
No. It's a 3-hour tour.
3-hour tour.
Yeah.
Should be.
Cool.
Let's
I'm
all
gonna
play
head
it out in
straight
real
to-
time.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
And then go shopping.
I'm going to head.
Leave the stream on and you walk out of the room and it's just us. Like,
Throwing
like
up.
all of us are starting to get fuzzier and
Throwing up for the first
we're
few
like,
days.
we shouldn't have eaten all those snacks on day one.
Should have rationed that shit.
Head
I'll
straight to
even
the
eat
White
those
Ashen
steamed
Stone.
beans now.
I'm going to head straight to the White Ashen Stone
Okay.
because we need horses.
All right. Bonus.
Ponies, sorry.
Okay. White Ashen Stone is you've been to Murasabishitoshi. It's a sake house that's owned by the Inukai family
All right, cool.
that they got through machinations that
That shit worked out.
yeah, but it was shady. Could have been a little shady.
It's an inn. They're shady. All inns are.
So
all the good ones
you
are.
guys head there. Okay. There's still some mantis here,
Okay.
sitting over in the corner drinking, and you see there's a few Inukai in here. Might recognize them. I mean, the family's getting larger, and there's a few. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's 3:00 in the morning. There's no one here. It's empty.
Okay.
Never mind.
That's okay.
You walk in,
Kind
ding, ding, ding,
Yeah.
and someone comes out from around a corner and recognizes you.
Yes. We need horses right away. Or ponies, sorry.
I'm not going to set out at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, you are.
No.
Total thing. You got to sleep a bunch on the boat. What did you do on the boat for whatever?
I tried to make it so we didn't all vomit ourselves to death the whole
You can
ride.
sleep on the pony. It'll be fine.
Oh, man up, dude. Come on.
What time is it?
Half past your mom. Just get the horses.
You want me to... Okay. And he goes back and comes out clothed
Yeah.
and says, someone will come with me to get the horses. I don't want to get beat up when I wake him up at this hour.
I'll go with you. Let's
The
go.
horse?
No,
Oh.
The stable
the
man.
stableman.
I'll go with him.
Pay him for his time.
Okay, is your mic off? Oh, your mic's just not pointed at... It's pointed
Oh, sorry.
to the side.
There you go.
You can go with him?
I'll go with him.
Okay, all right. He goes, and eventually, and he's upset.
Okay. I'm going to go. Horses.
Is your mic off?
I go, horses.
Okay.
Now.
And you pay them an appropriate amount
Yeah.
of money. Okay. And he gets you, what do you want, 5?
Yeah. So, because we have the extra crab guy. So, yeah,
Right.
5.
Okay. And he gives you 5 points.
The whole time he's gone, I'm trying to sleep. Like just in a booth. You know?
Okay.
You just throw him over the horses.
All right.
What's our little crab boy doing?
He's glued to her elbow.
That's not creepy.
Just looking for an excuse to duel and kill this dude. I'm just saying. I hate Yuzuki so much.
Okay.
So all you got to do is breathe on me the wrong way, and it's done.
So you make it back with the 5 horses.
Yeah. Come, it'll be dawn in 4 short hours.
God's truth.
Yeah, it is winter. It won't be,
We're going to
it'll be
try
like
and ride
7 or 8
horses
o'clock.
down a frozen mud street in the middle of the darkness.
Don't you have a light spell or something? That's standard wizard shit,
The
right?
moon's out. There's snow on the ground. You can see.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Riding horses at night is always the best option.
Nobody has a writing
Absolutely.
skill.
They love
Absolutely.
that. Yeah, I don't have
The
it.
horses actually are probably a little grumpy too.
A
Yeah.
bunch of unicorn going.
They're fine.
You guys.
Not like dogs that sleep 23 hours a day. Do
Pretty
they?
close. They
Do
sleep a
lot?
lot.
Do they really?
A lot. They eat and sleep like most of their life.
Oh.
There's like 45 minutes of frolic.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sounds like an ideal day for me.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so great.
Yeah. They pretty much like chew, and then they don't really like sleep like we do. And like a stint, they kind of like doze all the time.
Right.
Are they like dolphins?
Sleep
like one
standing
half of
up?
the brain sleeps,
I don't know about that.
the other half of the brain sleeps.
Actually, that's true for most predatory mammals. They
Really?
sleep a huge bulk of the day, eat, hunt, and then
We're
sleep.
talking about horses being predatory animals.
No.
Is that
Have you
predatory-
seen the
predatory
teeth
thing?
on those sons
I
of
know,
bitches?
right?
They're prey.
Yeah, they're prey.
Yeah, they're-
Carnivorous horses. That would.
Well, herd animals in general are prey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were riding out to sea.
Okay.
The sooner we get this out of the fucking like zone of people who can be corrupted, the better.
Yeah.
All right.
It's funny that we're doing this again, riding all night long.
There's just too many variables in the city. I don't like it.
I was with her on this, man. The closer, the quicker we get away from other people, the better. Because this,
No, our last group did the same thing. We just rode like for days.
No, yeah, that was the thing. All right.
All right. So about a day and a half later, so probably midday, you come into the Asai Valley, and you can see Futsuku Keep. in the distance. Shirofutsuku? Shiro's keep, right? Keep, yeah. Shirofutsuku. And out in the distance. And it's not in flames with a pillar of smoke in it.
Good.
Right on.
Better than last time.
We're already way ahead.
Don't say.
What?
That's fine.
You're gonna jinx us.
Yeah, and we're like taking rotating watches and just like general stuff.
Okay. I figured you wouldn't stop.
Very cautious.
Yeah. I mean,
Although
It's gonna be like-
it's the middle of nothing out.
yeah.
Especially in the winter.
Like Gone with the Wind? We're just beating these horses to death to get
Yeah,
us
I mean,
there?
we do have to stop sometimes.
Okay.
Like, we,
Gone with the Wind.
Well, what? I mean, that's
I
what
don't
we
think
would-
I've actually ever made it through that whole movie.
Really?
Yeah.
all right, so
I've seen that movie in the theater in Atlanta that still shows it to this day, every day.
Is it on fire at the end?
I
So
saw
we're
Blazing
still-
Saddles on Martin Luther King Day.
right, so we're doing the writing thing.
All right,
And
no,
then
you're
take
there.
breaks.
Fine.
All right.
You
made
are
it there.
there at the keep.
All right.
I didn't do anything nefarious.
That we know of.
When you
I
say it
had
out
the-
loud like that, it's not very convincing.
I had a great idea for something nefarious, but I didn't actually do it.
Okay. Oh, no.
See, if something like that happened, then we'd have to have a different discussion. But it didn't happen, so we're
Oh,
fine.
man.
Everything's
ask.
fine here.
You did ask. You say, does the sword say anything? Nope. Okay.
Murdered him. All right, so we're there.
Okay. By the time you get there, the jade inlay on your armor is like oily splotches.
Wow. Makes me sad, but it's okay.
The whole
not-
armor,
I'm
or
not
just
paying to get that
just where the
fixed up.
sword is?
Well, sort of the front.
okay.
I'm sure there's some on the back, which is probably just getting darkened
Yeah.
now at this point.
Okay.
I don't know. Do they have armor on their back? They armor their backs?
Yeah.
Samurai? Okay.
And the honor, like,
Okay.
it's like a full thing.
It's a full wicker plate.
Yeah.
So, like, jade is like the radiation badges.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what it is.
I get it. I like it.
Right.
So if
Uh,
the stuff on your back is going bad now, that means it went through you to get there.
No, I
Yeah,
thought
like
you said the sword
microwaves.
was on your
Yeah.
back, didn't you?
No,
Or
it's
you
like
carry-
strapped in front of me.
Oh, it's
I
on your
didn't
front.
want to not see it at any point. It is like
Okay.
it's like those little baby bouncer things where people like
Baby
don't want.
Bjorn?
Yeah, it's like they don't want their baby out of their sight. It is right there.
As if we
Fooling
needed
Bjorn.
any further proof, the fact that the jade is turning into obsidian before our very
Yeah.
eyes.
So I immediately request an audience with the head dude.
Uedo?
Yeah,
Okay.
or Damian.
Yes.
El Widow.
Do I have to roll to remember his name?
No.
Okay.
No, he's your diamond. He's not someone you just met once.
Okay.
That you were exploiting for purposes like a courtier.
Do you have a point in snark? 'Cause
No, I should.
All right.
Should
The
100% be a thing. I'm adding that to my skill list.
snark.
Snark.
Take my HC down one at 1 point in snark.
Yeah.
It dropped
You
your
still haven't
Aijutsu
used that
again.
Aijutsu.
I know.
You can change it.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, he will see you immediately, of course. And there's a couple of Shukenja sort of shuffling that direction.
Okay. Great.
That's
Yeah. I'm not really walking with pep after this BS.
I'm tired. This is
I don't like this.
Listen.
I want a hamburger. No, I want a hot
Spalding! You'll get nothing like it!
dog. Spalding.
You'll get nothing like it!
They open the door up for you, and he is there squatting on his little dais thing.
Okay. I'm gonna bow as deeply as I can, like with all this stuff
Right.
on. Sama, we have done what you've asked, and we've brought you the lion's claw from the Mantis Lands. This is Yusuke Iwa, and he and his family helped us make our escape, and he is here to help us destroy this weapon.
He's really more just a UN observer than
To
a
observe,
helper.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
And he says, I would offer the gratitude of the Inukai to the Yasuki family. And he bows. Very well. motions to the Shugenja, who approach you to get the sword.
I love the look on your face. Kimmy's like, I'm trying to give it up.
That's why I wore the jade armor. Been training my entire life to fuck shit like this up. So, but I'm just like deciding like whether I mean, I guess I trust them.
I guess.
At some point, you have to trust someone.
Unless you want to walk into the fires yourself. It works. It worked once.
That's the only way you. It's the only way to be sure.
Sure.
You crawl in.
We need a courtier. I mean, really.
You
No.
crawl in that brazier yourself. That's your choice.
Well, that just brings up a whole bunch of other questions. Like, are you guys sure that this is up and up? What if they're just trying to collect these things?
That's been on my back of that's it's entirely possible. Now the Crane clan shall be taken seriously with
Okay, great.
and then with all 5 rings, all 5 that's katanas.
I'd make a decision except Stu left.
Make it anyway.
Yeah. No, this is
let the people know.
Dad and the fortunes.
I mean, I guess Shugenja can destroy it, right?
Not having it, my character not having any Shadowlands lore.
I think it would be prudent to watch the process. We're not just going to hand it over and walk away. As much as I need sleep.
I was not asking in character. Sorry.
Why don't you take it? Oh, you're not asking in character?
No,
Oh, okay.
sorry. I was like literally asking.
Oh,
Like
okay.
last time it was monks
Sorry.
who destroyed it. It's okay. Last time it was monks who destroyed it. So I don't know. What I know, since I have some Shadowlands lore, would I know, can Shugenja destroy a weapon like this?
Go ahead and make the roll. Shadowlands plus intelligence, right? De-intelligence, right? Keep intelligence.
9.
9?
Wait, is that 9?
That is 9.
That was
Six
Wait,
plus 3.
this is 6. Okay.
So that's keeping 2 dice. You got a 9.
Yeah.
Just slightly below average. Well, no, that's a little, yeah. You know that there are Shugenja that are involved in the process.
Okay.
I mean, you don't come across a lot of tainted weapons.
That's true.
Nothing of this magnitude.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of ways that
You might. I think your mic might be off again.
A lot of different ways you can taint stuff. You can actually just put the energy into it, but usually that stuff is kind of fleeting. To make things more permanent, you usually have to bind an Oni
Oni in it.
to
Yeah.
it. So a lot of the ways they do it is they either summon out the Oni from it and then kill the Oni, or just entomb it and let it no longer be touched by anyone, which is what they do with Maho stuff all the time, because
Yeah.
they can't really destroy it.
Okay. They're telling Jim, speak up a little bit.
All right, so yeah,
They heard you. That's okay, but they just.
I can just
No
turn your
problem.
mic
There
up
you
a
go.
little bit.
there we go.
All right. I'm going to trust in my Damio, but I am also going to like stay with them and watch the process. So yeah, I'm going to keep it wrapped up like it is and hand it over to the Shugenja.
Okay. Well, they tell you to
Oh, okay, perfect.
set it on the ground.
Yeah, I do that.
Okay. And they go through
Back
it,
away from it. Okay.
covering it with various things until they carry it out the back, and they'll let you go with
Yeah,
it.
I'll go with them, and I'm sure the crab. kid
Oh,
goes
yeah,
too.
yeah. He's no longer at your elbow.
No.
He's now at the elbow of the guy who's carrying it.
Yeah, perfect. Cool.
I also make a suggestion that she go through some ritual cleansing as well,
Oh,
just
yeah.
because she's been carrying that thing for a while. So
Yeah. 100%.
I think it's prudent that we all do that.
yeah, we all do that.
Yeah. I'll do it as soon as I
But
see
after
the
this
swords
ritual
destroyed.
is over.
Exactly. Let's see this through to the end.
Yep. Do the thing.
They take it into the back where there's a forge back there, and that looks like it has been specially set up for this purpose. Looks like it's not being used for anything, and they begin the process of a series of prayers, and then it is placed inside the thing, and it is billowed until it is blazingly hot, and the thing melts.
Nice.
I ask around and see what the origin story of these blades, since there seem to be more than one, is, and just try to
Okay.
get a little bit more lore and background since I'm.
When you ask around, you mean you ask any one of us?
You guys might not even know.
I'm asking
Your characters- your old characters
I'm
do.
asking some of the attendant Shugenjas that are
Well,
going through this
they're
process.
still the old characters. My character might.
No, I'm talking about old characters.
Oh.
The generations past.
They're called the Lion's Claws because they were forged for the Lion Champion and the Lion Champion's children. This is the myth of the story. You can get this from pretty much any of the sort of senior people in the kingdom. And they basically the legend goes that the Lion Champion was jealous that his children were receiving these beautiful gifts and he wasn't, and so he ordered the youngest of his children to use the sword that he was just gifted to kill the man who gifted the swords. And this basically the theory is that he had imbued sort of a portion of his own spirit into each weapon as he forged them, and that when his spirit was betrayed, that
It cursed the blades.
It cursed the blades.
Just goes to show you, kids, don't act dishonorably. There's bad consequences.
Right.
There's always bad consequences to lying.
All right. So the sword is like.
It's a puddle.
Okay.
And they said that now we have to wait for it to cool, and then we're going to find a safe place to bury the metal.
Okay. Cool. Because burying it worked so well last time.
You don't know nothing about that.
I don't know anything about that.
Is there any way to know if the Oni is still around?
Well, I'm not going to try and do anything in a room full of other dudes that do magic.
It didn't stop you before.
Yeah, there weren't any others around. There were the monks.
And the magistrate.
I mean, I know. I mean, my character would know enough to know you can't just melt the sword. It doesn't kill the Oni. Like, we can't just. We have to do something else.
There's probably more to it. Yeah.
The Oni has gone somewhere.
Does it seem like they know that? No, the Oni's still in it. Like, it's just melted. It's just not the shape of a sword anymore. So does it seem like they're done?
No. They're waiting for it to cool.
Oh, okay.
Because now it is a little puddle of molten metal in the bottom of the forge.
Right, but they're not just gonna just burying it. Isn't.
They said they're going to dispose of it.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll wait around, see how that goes.
Okay. Well, most of them go to sleep
Okay.
because it's it's a forge. It's not going to be cool for
A long time.
Hours.
maybe a day.
That's cool.
And I don't want to quench it in water because then the water will become tainted. Then the frogurt.
Depends on how strong the kami are.
Yeah.
Anyone else doing anything?
I think that I've been awake too much. I need to go to bed.
Okay.
Because I won't be worth a damn. And our little crablet is still stuck with the Shigechi. What's he doing?
He's staying there in where the forge is.
All right.
Because the Shugenja are like rolling out bedrolls to sleep there.
I'm along with that too.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to keep an eye on this kid.
Yeah, I'm
right.
waiting for the kid to slip out so I can kill him.
So you're going to watch the kid?
Oh yeah.
Then
Oh
I'm-
yeah. Trust me, this guy is not going to survive the end of this adventure.
If you're going to watch the kid, I'm going to bed.
I will find a
We
reason
will
to
have
kill
this
him.
discussion. It's like
I like it.
My honor demands it.
Oh, see, and I'm seeing him totally. He's like my cousin. Like he's also super honorable and following his clan's thing. He's like delivering back to his mom because his family made a huge sacrifice for us and
Oh,
bullshit.
that's right. Yeah. His
Yeah,
older brother's
just-
probably the one that
Yeah,
got killed.
it totally
Ruby
fucking
the
was. Oh,
Now you're just left with one loose bookend. I'm doing everybody a favor.
oh man. gonna be amazing. All right. Yeah, I'm still sleeping in there. I'm doing my whole little like sleep
Okay.
against the wall thing.
No, I'm going to go have tea and sleep in my room.
Okay, all right.
Take a
That's what I
bath.
figured.
Good man. Good man.
Are you staying there?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm. It's a forge. I'm very comfortable here. Actually, the sound of hammers and bellowing flames.
There's no one working here.
It's actually quite-
It's literally a forge
I get
built
it.
to
I get
destroy
it. Just
these
to melt
things.
it. Yeah, it's a smelter.
All right.
The smell. Yeah, I'm actually quite
And
comfortable.
it's actually
here.
an unforge.
Yeah, it is.
It-
It's a deforge.
It's a
No,
deforge.
you're smelting. You're just it's you're putting it in the crucible.
You have a very nice restful sleep.
I'm glad. It was awesome. I've had some really good ideas, but they're
When you
they're
say good
nefarious
ideas,
to be chaotic evil. Nefarious ideas, and I'm not. That's not what I'm actually about.
Okay.
But I had some really fun ideas, and I wish I could do them.
All right. So the rest of you wake up in the morning and you hear that there's like some dismantling and digging going on when you wake up, and the monks are over there taking the cinder blocks away from the.
The bottom one is why I asked about how much things weigh.
you might as well read it out loud. We won't metagame it. 'Cause-
Well, my nefarious idea is I actually have a spell that lets me reach through the void and touch things and move them without touching them. Mm-hmm. So I was going to...
just get the sword. It's like
This is an empty scabbard.
a hand reaches out of the wall and pulls a sword into like a little. Whoop.
A pocket dimension.
And then the second great idea was I'm going to do that and scoot the puddle sword remains too close to this crab guy just to watch what he does. Could you see like this slowly cooling mass of metal start to shift and move like the Mercury Terminator
Right, yeah.
towards this guy?
I would just murdered that guy right there. That would have been awesome.
But instead I'm having a nap.
Well, that's just as useful.
Well, they're out there with shovels and they're digging and they find this big puddle of of the sword.
They're just burying it. That's all they're doing.
No, they're digging it out of
Oh.
the ashes.
This is
Oh,
a,
yeah.
this is a one-time use smelter, but they basically burn the entire thing down to melt the sword to make sure. But they, dust off and nuke it from orbit.
Only way to be sure.
And then they load it into a wagon, and they start heading west.
Is this towards that temple that we were at
Nope.
before?
The temple's north.
But you said there were monks helping them with this.
The Shugenja.
Oh.
And it looks like they have a couple of bushi with them. Are you guys escorting them as well?
Oh yeah.
Then the other bushi they sent, they leave home. And they travel basically around over to where Tetsubo is. Tetsubo is a little town just west of the valley, a little farming village. And there is a wagon, like three wagons, and some horses and some crab. They're waiting. They're Cooney.
Okay, so we approach. Are we meeting with the Cooney, or are they just here?
They're out there in the middle of the road, standing there.
Looking at some Cooney with this whole situation, I actually have rest a little bit more easily. They're the experts on this shit.
Yeah.
I'm more willing to trust them than some Asahina. But we
Right.
need to be nice to the spirits, asshole. Use your bowl, dude. That's what it's for.
Oh, I forgot. I didn't. Totally
Isn't it a
forgot.
whiskey cup now?
Oh, it is a whiskey cup now.
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Now it's a whiskey wasabi pea.
I'm pretty
cup.
sure that whiskey and shrimp go really well together.
Whiskey goes with everything.
I think, yeah. Cooking shrimp and whiskey, I think, is probably a great idea.
Yeah.
You like that bourbon shrimp?
So how are they
Uh-huh.
standing on the road? Like they're waiting for us? Like they were
They're
expecting?
bored.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not.
Oh, not like they're arrayed in a battle line.
Yeah,
like
okay.
we're here to take your shit.
I'm with you, Kimmy. I was like,
Yeah.
They randomly jade strike the entire party.
hey,
It's
this is
okay.
my family or my ex-family or my no, it's still my family.
No.
You're Caillou.
You're
Oh, you're
Caillou.
Caillou,
These are
yeah.
Cooney. These are the witch
Cooney are the
hunters.
Shugenja and the
And
Witch
Shugenja.
Hunters.
Yeah.
Of the K families.
Of the
In
K-
crab family.
There are two.
Yes.
And two H's.
You had a 50% chance of getting
I
it
did.
correct.
I didn't even have to roll.
Nope. All right.
They pull up. They look. The head Shugenja talks to the head Kuni for a couple seconds. They unload it, put it in one of their wagons, and then get ready to head back toward the wall.
Is our little traveler going with?
Yes, he is. You can kill him?
There's no way that this guy slipped up and just said something that was slightly dishonorable to me at all this entire trip. That's all I'm saying. You want to make some kind of opposed roll or
Sure,
something?
yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Still awareness versus awareness. I think that would
Really
just be
gonna
straight up.
complicate things.
Rad. That's rad.
Really going to complicate it.
I'm excited, and I'm going to have some whiskey to
You know that
celebrate.
moment in Hannibal where he's handcuffed to the refrigerator and he goes, now that's really interesting.
That's
All
my
right.
cups, dork.
Yeah, I think I might actually need one too. No,
Two keep two?
kidding.
2 keep 2. I
Two
got
keep
13.
I got a 7.
No, he maintained.
He maintained. All right.
He was too busy standing right next to me.
The thing is,
the
I'm
whole
not going to
time.
manufacture a situation, but if he gives me the opportunity, I will cut him down. That's basically what I'm saying. I'm not going to go ahead and try to pin him against a corner and just kill him, but if he gives me the opportunity, if he drops his sushi at all, he's fucked.
Sushi.
Sorry, that's for my old game group. Whenever you breach of etiquette is basically dropping sushi.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So they load everything up, and then they head out back toward the wall. And he's sitting on the back and looking at you. He goes,
Like,
Oh, damn.
it's like, all right.
I'm gonna like friendly goodbye. Yeah.
I write his name on my list.
Number
Nobody
6.
came to get me when they left, so I'm back at the keep.
Right, yeah.
Having a nice breakfast.
Right.
Enjoying your time.
Some
All right.
quail eggs and rice.
So you make your way back to the keep, I'm assuming?
So that's it?
No. I need to go. Perhaps we all should go to some rituals of cleansing
Oh, yeah.
and then to the keep.
All right.
Well, won't we? Don't we need to do that at the keep?
Yeah.
We can't just like roll in the snow. That's not how that works.
just find a nice patch of yellow snow.
No.
Where the horses had been kept.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we just want to make sure that we ask the Shugenjas that they're, whatever rituals of cleansing that they might have. We
Yeah.
Before we go in front of our Lord, I would like to make sure that we are.
cleansed.
Yes.
I'm with him.
They take you to one of their temples. Probably the water temple.
I would hope so. Yeah.
And go through the process of cleansing you.
And I would like my weapon to be cleansed as well. I think all of us
Slapping
should,
with sage.
simply because.
Do make an earth roll.
Yeah, that's merited.
Yeah.
Do I get an extra die for wearing the jade armor the whole time?
No, because you had it on for a long. You were
Okay.
wearing the thing for a long time. But
Just-
No, I'd give her a roller, not a keeper, just because she had some protection. Though.
oh yeah, you could. Yeah. There
Did
you
she
go.
spend a void?
I don't know if you can spend a void on this
know. I don't
roll.
think you
There's
I
a
don't think you
Is it
can.
just
actually.
there's a
straight-
It's just
few-
straight up
Earth.
Earth.
Whatever.
It's the way it's
Yeah.
supposed to be, and then you get, and he's giving you an extra roll. You have an Earth at 4, you are a badass.
Is it 15?
15? Okay, you're
No,
fine.
your Earth is 4.
Okay.
You got to keep 4.
Yeah. You got
Oh, because keep 4. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I kept 2. All right, so it's more
lot
than
more than
15.
15,
You're fine.
A lot more than that. Never mind. Okay.
I'm actually a little bit sad.
You wanted me to be corrupted.
That'd be hilarious.
No.
That would have been actually
Awful.
kind of cool.
I would have killed myself. It would have been terrible.
You wouldn't know.
No,
You
you would have had a
know.
pip. It
Oh.
wouldn't have been a full point. You would just
Oh.
had you had to fill
Yeah.
10 pips to get a full point.
Once you have 10.
But the cool thing
points,
about it
then
is
you get
that
the-
once
I
you have
wouldn't
that
have
point, you get whispers going, just for another point. You didn't get to the full 10. I'll give you an extra die for this really important thing.
I probably
And it
also
would be
wouldn't even know the
awesome.
difference. I probably think it was Ghost Dad.
Yeah, probably.
you
Would
would
Ghost Dad
easily-
know? Would Ghost Dad?
I don't
It all
know.
depends.
See, that's what Dave's
That's-
saying. It would have been
yeah,
really
that
interesting.
There's
been
some
amazing.
really interesting story
Yeah.
stuff that could happen with that. But you made the roll, and it's
Yeah.
cool, and that's also interesting in its
Yeah.
own way. But it would have been hilarious to me if you
Yes,
were
you
actually
succeeded. How boring.
Yeah.
Well, no, like it would have been hilarious with all the shit I get if she's the one that ends up with the corruption going down.
That would have been awesome.
Be great.
Okay. So you guys go back before Uedo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
We have not heard from the envoy that we sent to the Lionlands. These are our foes. We're openly at war with each other. So this is not surprising. Yet there is still a job to do. I would leave it to you to decide how to do it.
Your trust is appreciated.
They went in disguised as lion. It is likely that that did not work.
Do we have any information about who might hold the sword in Lionlands? No. Okay.
No. The last message I got from them was that they were attempting to figure out who it was that was in possession of the weapon.
If we were to approach them as envoys of peace, would you accept?
We are not in a position to offer them peace because we are a small vassal family.
I understand.
Amongst the Crane.
I'm trying to think of ways to get to them.
Who fights on the side of the lion?
Dragon. And they're weirdos.
He would
Yeah.
probably say enigmatic. But yeah, weirdos. Total weirdo. Actually, we probably would have far more success attempting to parley with the dragon than we would with the lion.
The dragon do not have the sword.
They do possess one. This is Uedo.
No. Well, then perhaps we should.
And the dragon could, in some way, grant us access to wherever, to somewhere in the Lionlands, if given the appropriate excuse. Also, another way that we could get in there is if we manage to join ourselves with either a member of the Imperial family or a member of the Emerald Magistrate, who have authority across the entire empire. But I don't know if we have those kind of connections.
We could go in as Ronin.
They still wouldn't listen to us at that point.
No.
I'm a samurai, not an actor.
When have we?
I'm a samurai, not an actor. I don't do that.
Well, we don't need to act if we are truly Ronin again. I would not want to lie. But in service of the Empire, it may be more honorable to return to life of Ronin and honestly go and hunt down the swords in this political climate.
But why would they let a Ronin in any more than anyone else?
More than a grain. We do have skills to sell.
The lion are prideful and usually
fun.
very reluctant in accepting Ronin. Their adherence to Bushido and the traditional concepts of honor perhaps even outstrip those of the Crane in that they are very by the letter and very unforgiving. So the more dishonorable the option, the less likely it is to succeed within those lands. Now, our options are either guile and deceit or attempting some form of political maneuvering that allow us to enter.
Neither are strengths that we have.
Neither are strength.
I may have someone that could help us.
Indeed.
I have a relative of some sort in the Imperial service or whatever.
Imperial Court.
His backstory he hasn't entirely filled out yet.
Yeah.
And it's just not coming
No,
to fruition.
that's totally part of the. Like, I took the blessed family thing as the.
Right.
Yeah.
What does that do?
It's not in this. It was in the old game.
Right.
Oh,
other
you have
system.
some connection to someone in the Imperial family.
Yeah.
Into one of the Imperial families. Okay.
Well, there's really only one
Yeah,
Imperial.
Imperial
Yeah.
family. But they took notice of
There were like 4.
him and his family or something at some point.
Isn't it like the Maya? Aren't those considered Imperial families?
They're what's the name of the actual Imperial? It starts with an E. I can't even remember what it is. But those are the ones that are actually the family of the actual emperor. And
Yeah.
There are cousins and stuff, but those guys are considered to be, and they have their own school and are super badass.
So I was using that not as a mechanical
Yeah,
bonus,
fantastic.
but as just a story bonus.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's okay if you tell me no, you don't stop. But
That's fine. Yeah. See, I think in 4th edition they actually added
Okay,
I think
that could be different.
spider clan.
Spider clan.
Something that never even existed. I'm trying to find it. I think are they in here? There they are. Yeah, the Imperial families: Otomo, Sepun,
The
Maya,
Sepun, yeah, Sepun are the main ones, I think.
and that's the 3 they give you. So you want to say like. Give me an idea of who this person is and the circumstances.
Well, it was like blessed lineage. So it was somebody from my family married into, was of one of the Imperial families, married in, and I'm a descendant of that
Okay.
kind of a thing.
All right. So you have lineage.
Yeah,
goes
like a,
into
like
one
a
of those
great
things.
uncle or a
But-
great aunt.
Going into it, so the emperor wants peace between. He doesn't want these clans warring. Right?
Correct.
He wants peace. What is the cause of the current conflict? Why are they fighting?
The lion's claws.
That's the whole thing. It's nonsensical. I mean, the lion and dragon joined up forces and attacked.
I'm just saying, going up to the Emerald Magistrate and going, "This is what we suspect." Is there anything you could do to get us where we need to be? Or, I mean, how much political face would we lose by trying to let somebody else know what we're doing? You know,
Well,
especially if their
the-
cause is aligned with ours.
The original letter from the Emperor we got, or that Uedo got, was very much like a keep this on the down low.
Right.
Yes.
So I don't know if we should go sprinkling about that we're on a mission, but
Yeah, that was that they've never that hasn't been shown to you. So
right. But yeah, what kicked us all off was an actual message from the Emperor.
It's just getting this group into a lion court. That is a Herculean labor, man. No joke. That's rough.
Tell you, Ronan.
Yeah, but that doesn't make us any better at it. It makes them more likely to not want to murder us because
Yeah,
of
it'll
family
get us
history.
not murdered instantly, but I don't know if it'll let us
That's
get
an
us in.
improvement.
Agreed. Trying to avoid instant murder,
Yeah.
definitely an improvement.
Step 1, don't be murdered.
Step 2,
Step
collect
2,
underpants.
everything else.
Lack of death is good.
In order to succeed, you must be alive. Ghost Dad says, fuck you, don't.
Yo. I know my mic's not on. It's all good. What are we doing? Where'd it go? How are we doing?
Yeah.
We die yet?
Currently, Ghost Dad's trying to get me to marry and have children. I think he really liked that crab kid.
Right.
That's gross.
Let's go gross about it.
Yeah, let's talk about
It
it.
actually makes a lot of sense.
Bunch of little crablets running around.
Yeah.
He's a 17-year-old.
That is like
culture, man.
Yeah, there's a whole in this time period that's like super adult.
Yeah, you're passing your Gimpuku at 14. Man.
Yeah.
No.
I haven't even eaten one yet.
Wow. Well, that cheese ain't gonna help.
Nobody eats the spicy cheese. And we still have cake.
We have to have cake. Did you see the cake? It looks
Yes,
amazing.
it
That does look amazing.
Chocolate. It's
Withdraw
Do
the
the
cake from
thing.
its sheath.
oh god.
Hopefully there'll be no more.
Don't say sheath like that at Stork again ever. Ever.
Oh, we're at
We can wait till we're done.
No, we're at a pretty good spot to stop.
Yeah.
No, I feel like we need to talk a lot. We need to figure out what we're gonna do.
Okay,
We
sure.
can work on making a plan while we
well,
have cake.
while we have cake.
No, what I was going to suggest is if I have a little bit of time, I could write up the letters that the previous group sent back to Uedo, but I would want to have time to
And
get
we can
that stuff.
scheme and come up with
And
a
that-
plan of how we're going to penetrate the lion lands.
Right,
Sheath. Yeah.
because that way you'd at least
I
have
didn't say it.
some intel. Because intel might be a thing you might want to have.
It hasn't helped. We haven't. It
Hasn't
hasn't been
affected
an
us
issue
yet.
for us before. That's
That
an
is so
adorable
pretty.
cake.
I know. It looks like a little top hat.
I'm gonna,
I'll leave it in the box.
Yeah, we haven't really
Yeah.
planned anything ever before.
Okay.
So what's in the box?
what is the box? It's cake. What if that really was? It's like you open it up and go, oh no, it's cake. Oh.
I'm not saying no to intel, by the way.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying, like, we should at least talk about it and have at least some idea.
Okay.
Because I feel like if we have time left in this game, we should not spend like 3 hours
Like
of the
you
next
said,
game
still-
discussing
yeah.
what we might do.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
Also cake.
I don't know what time it is.
It
It
is
is.
6:43.
Oh, we're.
Yeah, we got a lot done in a very short amount of time.
Yes.
Finally, for once.
Well, that's what happens when we spend 8 sessions planning out what's happening, and then it all happens.
And then we
Right.
finally
Hey, look
murder
good.
somebody.
And then we completely do none of the things we planned and do a completely different thing.
And it worked.
It did.
It actually worked. Oh my god, it worked.
Well, and it
No,
went
what was
well.
funny is that if you were to duel him and he was were to Jade strike him before the duel started,
Yeah.
I would have had to kill him.
Oh, yeah.
That would have. I wasn't telling anybody,
You
but
and I have a different idea of funny.
in order to save my own honor, I would have had to have killed the person that would have disrupted me. That's the only way it would have been done. But saying if you
Cut
do
it.
that, I'll kill you. Not cool.
Right.
But just killing him is fine.
Stu, do you want the
I don't
Oreo
like people
on top?
touching me. What?
Do you want the Oreo on top?
Choose your bit.
You've there's an Oreo with little chocolate
Little
things.
white
Yeah,
chocolate
you
thingies.
get all of this.
As the birthday boy.
Birthday boy gets the toppings.
And
Don't rob him of his cherry.
Yeah, there you go.
And, alright.
Now my wife is extra jealous she's not in this game. Because she's not getting any cake.
Take some cake home for home.
somebody hold on to
okay.
the thank you.
Alright, so
Teamwork.
if we can't go Ronin, or we are not willing to go
I'm not very
Ronin,
good at this.
I lived that life once. I'm not going back.
Not too Stuart.
well, we cannot.
Thank you.
To the birthday boy.
Thank you very much.
So it does seem like our best plan would be to get an Imperial Order of some type.
Or yeah, that's a darn good
A
plan.
pass.
There is one other thought I had, which is depending on the fallout that happens in Mantis Lands, with the fact that we had a witness to a tainted weapon, we might be able to go in completely saying we are here to gather up the tainted weapons.
Or the Ghostbusters.
Well,
Kind of, yes.
won't that...
But it depends on what happens with the spin that Mantis Lands puts on, because at this point it's hard to hide that there are tainted weapons. And if the Lion are as honorable as they say, they would let us in to dispose of it.
Except if the person who has the weapon is in charge,
Is
like
in
in
charge.
Mantis Lands.
But perhaps by letting people know, they would look at their leader and say,
That
hey,
does not work in Rokugan because
I-
whoever's in charge just says what is true. The evidence is worth crap. Unfortunately.
perhaps we can get a writ from the Shugenja monks.
It is not about evidence. It is about their honor. If they
Yeah.
say they do not have the weapon, then it requires a duel to prove they do.
But if we can get there, if we can get through their lands without being accosted, I'm just trying to come up with a way to get there without fighting our way all the way through. If we have, it's a thought, because but depends on how the Mantis spin it. If the Mantis keep this all closed and they'll let anybody know that there was a tainted weapon found, which is quite possible,
Well,
why
it's
would you
winter,
admit to it?
So there's no way that they would have the information sent out at this time.
Yes.
So it is a secret as far
And
as
it
we
will
know.
take us a while to get to lands. I'm saying that we may be able to use it to our advantage. At this point, he said we can, at our discretion, it's possible we could come in and say, we don't believe this war is a legitimate war because we believe your leaders are tainted by tainted weapons. Let us see, and we will prove for ourselves.
They will just
They'll
kill
be like,
us.
no, we're not.
Well, let us not write scripts. I don't know. Especially if we're backed by a Shigenja, maybe by schools, perhaps they would let us through just to examine the weapons. I don't know. This is a thought.
They will not. Would you allow a lion claiming such things near our daimyo?
Yes, because the lion are
Would.
honorable. They would not make up a story just
Then
to be
I would
deceitful.
execute you along with the one you were escorting to our daimyo.
If the scorpions were to say that, I would not believe it. If
But-
lions were to say it, I would let them through.
But the
as an
lions are the
ambassador.
ones we think are corrupted. Would you let the Yojimbo of the Mantis who is corrupted?
No, I'm saying that we approach them. And,
But I
am I missing something in my explanation?
no. But I think that your plan would have more merit in addressing the dragon, because the dragon actually react to that kind of logic far better. The reaction we would get from the lion would be basically an honor and emotional one instead of the reasonable one of trying to follow the facts to what they want, what the logical conclusion is. Dragon, on the other hand, might actually follow the facts to the logical conclusion. They have actually had a reputation for that. I do
If
not
we-
think that we'd have much success with the lion with that.
If we can appeal to their curiosity about this being a false war, a war under false pretenses because their leaders are corrupted and are giving them and are misleading them, we might have an in. And once we have an in, we can prove ourselves right. That's all I'm aiming for right now. I'm not aiming. It's a kernel of an idea.
I get where you're coming from, but
Yeah, so
I'm
do I.
afraid that if we showed up and said, "Take us to your leaders. We think that they've been corrupted and have led you astray," that's spitting in their face.
I agree.
And also going, hey, look, this warrior fighting is unjust. You shouldn't be fighting it, even though all you ever want to do is fight other samurai.
I'm wondering if there is somebody that we can appeal to who will have a bigger influence.
The dragon.
A school of Shigenja, a school of monks, somebody that we can.
The emperor?
The emperor who could
Like we were
underwrite.
just talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, but he didn't want to be seen
Yeah, he
as
doesn't want to
taking
be
sides.
involved. Yeah. But if we find a Sapoon that is amiable and basically attach ourselves to their retinue, there's nothing the lion can say.
That's what I'm saying. If we just go in as ambassadors to check out a fishy situation,
No, he's saying that we go in as escorts to someone from the imperial court.
escorts could work too.
Yeah.
'Cause
I mean, a Sapoon would be able to get us in there without anybody being able to raise an eyebrow because Sapoon says so. Other than that, what we'd have to do is to appeal to an authority that A, would listen to us, and B, has the juice to get us into where we need to go. I don't see a lot of good options within the Lion Clan, just because they're going to disagree with us just as a matter of rote. It isn't going to even need
Of
explanation.
course, it would be dishonorable to have discussions with your enemy. I'm open to suggestions. If this is an idea, let's not shoot it down because I think there might be a political machination to get us in without. Because if once we get there, we can prove our point. Yes. If we find a corrupt sword,
We have to figure out
it
how,
proves
but yeah.
itself. But it's a matter of getting there.
They may still kill us.
Of course.
Of course.
That's always that's always on the table. I just
It
want
isn't
to
even
get
really a
there.
problem. I mean, wherever I go, I can
Look,
come
we
back.
went to Mantis Lands, and we actually had a magistrate who witnessed it and is on, and now completely understands what it was we were against. I'm wondering if we can use that to our advantage. I don't know how, and I'm not willing
It's
to
the middle
say
of winter.
no yet.
Do you want to wait till he comes?
I don't know.
We're just stuck in such a bad situation. Although I very much, in agreement with you, I wish we could just appeal to their better nature. It would just be
Lions
simpler.
do
than
not
that.
have any.
But I do not believe that lion have a better
Well,
nature.
then let's concentrate on the dragon, because if they possess a weapon as well, perhaps that is easier to get to. And once the lions see dragon fall, perhaps something else might happen. An opportunity might arise. But if you say that dragon might be easier to get to, let's go with that.
Let's go with that.
Let's decide with dragon for now,
Well, that's
because
up
through
to
dragon
our
we
lord.
get to lion. Yes. What?
Well, it's up to our Lord. If he decides we're going to figure out how to get into the Lion Lands first, that's where we're going.
That's what we got to do. Yeah.
It
But-
may be worth suggesting if we eradicate the sword that is in dragon, perhaps dragon will, once they are no longer corrupted, drop out of the wars and leave lion standing alone, which may end the wars.
Right. If through dragon we get to lion.
I mean, he's a reasonable man. He'll hear us if we bring it up as a possibility.
Indeed.
It's just such a hard. It's a tough nut to crack.
I have. Well, that's my point. I have no.
I mean, I'm also happy to write to.
I'm also happy to go back
Family.
to blacksmithing, but this is our assignment.
Perhaps you should.
I tend to agree with you. I think that dragon would be more amenable, however we approach them. Lion has declared the war. Lion, just through pride, cannot back down.
and
Dragon
lion just
being
like to
associated
negotiate
with
at the
lion
end of
at
the katana
least can be
point. Yeah.
talked to in a reasonable sense. We may even be able to get to dragon as just as an envoy, as a just throwing spitballing here, as a ambassadors to find out what terms of surrender might be or what it is that dragon wants.
Right. But if we show up as ambassadors,
Spitballing.
yeah, no, and you know, spitball. There's no bad ideas in brainstorming, and I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but what I'm that's the rule, right? There's no bad ideas in brainstorming.
We don't have that rule in Crablands.
But if we were to send ourselves as diplomatic envoys over there, the way that it would work is that we'd have to be representing somebody in higher authority and negotiating for them, and us being basically just adjunct to a minor family that is mainly populated by Ronin does not give us a lot of political inroads to get an appropriate invitation or even be listened to if we do speak in court.
Or it might, because we are such a novelty.
Or-
and depending on Dragon's conviction with Lion, they might just entertain that.
See, that's the thing is
Probably you should stay with your smiths, or
but what if we actually said, we're of a minor family, we are very humble, we don't have much to offer. In our service is a fine smith that we are sending to your court during the winter to forge you a fine weapon in hopes that such a forging and such an offering might bring peace between our two peoples during court. So we could actually use that as sort of like a gift or introduction. And not only that, but you're a former Caillou, so your skills might be in high esteem. So it might be a gift that they might be willing to take, and that would just give us an in the door. And we're just basically your retainers and helpers.
Dragon Clan are a bunch of weirdos. I have no idea how they would respond to that, but maybe that's the cast that we should do. Again, I think you're right. I think to get to Lion, we have to go through Dragon. I think
agree.
Dragon is a wild card, and I don't know what they will say, But whatever tack we take, I think it's better to go through that way. If we can disable Dragon, Lion will then be left alone. Lion will then be maybe forced to negotiate or at least talk.
Well, Dragon's curiosity at how the crab weapons are forged may be enough to have them accept the gift.
It's possible.
It is possible, but we also have to keep in mind that the dragon also have a sword, so it's very likely that somebody within the dragon who is promoting this war has been corrupted already.
That's also possible as well. Again, we could also just approach directly and say we are afeared that this war is under false pretenses by corrupted weapons.
I think
I'm
the
not
idea
saying
of
that that's
us
correct.
gaining entry under a diplomatic pretense is far more likely to work
Indeed.
than showing up at anyone's door and saying, "Hey, we think that there's some kind of evil inside your house. Can we come in and check it out for you?"
It's never ideal. I agree.
Like, nobody likes door-to-door sales.
I don't want to accuse you of nothing, but you suck.
And nobody wants to admit to having the shadow. From spending time with the crab, I know that
Or
that's part of the
Yeah.
that's part of the allure.
Or take the chance that they may lose their item of power
I
if
agree.
we are successful.
I agree.
And we should probably move quickly because once word gets out from Mantis Lands.
Yes. That's why I was wondering if we could spin that to our advantage. It's not an ideal thing, but maybe there's a way we can use it, but I don't know.
I think the best way is to move before any information leaves Mantis Lands and collect the other swords before winter is over if we can.
What if...
Dragon, of course, will be expecting this because they know that they are allied with Lion for whatever reason, and they also know that they're the ones that will probably be approached. So it will be a double indemnity on that potency.
I don't believe that the whole clan is complicit with someone being corrupted.
No,
by
that's
a
not
sword.
what I'm saying. But they still have to honor Lion's commitment to the war with Crane.
Right, they're allied, so it would be dishonorable for them to not act in accordance to that alliance. Although the dragon are very, very, they're very sneaky in the way that they manipulate words. They will stick to their guns, but they often find different ways of perceiving what the rules are and perceiving.
If we're
it the
lucky,
wrong way.
they're an ally in word and deed only marginally. Just that they're doing it to the letter and not a full-on zealot ally.
Well, they are.
But we won't know till we.
The fact that they're involved in somebody else's war is actually odd for them to begin with.
Right, and there must be some debt owed or something. But my point is that I think that is the weakest link in the chain.
Well, I think it shows that someone high in the Dragon Clan has been the one corrupted.
Sure.
Someone capable of making those decisions.
Or somebody who can at least whisper in the right ears, but
Indeed.
of high enough level for that.
It might be.
So,
It
but-
might be quite possible that there
Are
are people
Daimyo's
overtaking
orders are directly to get the lion sword now? Is that basically what we've been presented with?
Well, you can inquire. Well, I'll just tell you. Assuming that you would talk to him about Dragon, he will tell you that there is a group that is operating in Dragon territory currently, and they're still there. They've been hearing from them, but they have not heard from the lion.
Oh, I get it. We're team 2. Where when somebody
Yeah, we're
fucks
the
up,
B
we go
team.
in.
Yeah, we're the Suicide Squad.
Great. Why the hell did I get this assignment? And who the hell hates me?
Cha-chink! What's that? History of the World? No. What was that from?
The Crack Suicide Squad?
Yeah, the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Is it?
Wasn't
Was that Monty Python?
No, that was
might have been.
that
Life
was
of Brian?
Life of Brian.
Yeah.
Life of Brian.
What if we talk to the
So
Crane champion?
wait.
the new
We still didn't
Crane
actually get an
champion?
answer. Hold on. We didn't actually get an answer. Does he want us to go through Lion? Go to Lion, ignoring Dragon?
I mean, there's another team.
There's
in the
another-
Dragon
already
Lands.
There's another team
team
currently
actively
working
working
on
the
Working Dragon. They haven't heard back from the Lion team. and what he said is, you guys figure out how you're going to get in there. So,
Well, if we were focusing on Lion, I think that joining retinue may be our best bet. It will provide us safe passage in Lion lands, access to at least part of court.
Well, what if we call in the goodwill we have with the new Crane champion in Marissa Bishitoshi? We managed to stop his brother from taking the Crane clan farther down into his own corruption.
And effectively giving the brother
Yeah, and effectively seating him in the seat of power. So if we talk to him, maybe he'd be willing to send an envoy with us
Well,
included.
the simple fact is that
he's-
there should be at least a crane presence at the Lion Court because the Emperor would demand it because he'd want to see them try to work their shit out politically.
That's not a bad idea. He owes us at least that, if not more.
Well, at least he's favorable to listening to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if we talk to him, maybe he could send us as part of a diplomatic envoy to bring a swordsman to make a sword.
He
You know,
also
we could combine these
He
ideas.
also understands that corrupted weapons exist now, so we won't have to spend time trying to convince him. So he understands the importance of this. It's more than a political thing. We are dealing with tainted
And
weapons because he knows firsthand.
Since he's also the newly seated,
Yes.
I don't remember the term,
Oh,
the acting champion until he's confirmed later in the spring.
The lion may not like it, but they have to accept it.
Well,
If we go
right, but
under his
because
banner.
he's the new guy,
Sozokunin.
Sozokunin, because of that, maybe he wants to send out some of his own emissaries to update the already existing diplomatic corps that's at these courts.
That is the only way I could see.
So
it
if we
getting
went
aligned.
under
That is an
his flag
excellent idea.
to get there and update the crane that are already there about what has transpired and who's in charge now, that'll get us into the city. The
But once-
Lion wouldn't strike down an actual diplomatic party from a clan champion.
They could.
Yeah, but
They could do anything, but
they're an honorable group.
that they are
Not
reliable.
all of them. Some of them have been corrupted.
Well, yes, but that not like every guy on the road isn't going to be
Of
corrupted.
course not. But
And the ones that attack us that are corrupted, we will have justification.
yes, because you've done so well in fights so far.
I have.
I think if we could find a way to escort someone from the Imperial family would be safer. They wouldn't dare challenge or attack someone who was escorted by someone of the Imperial family. Where any slight, they could challenge us to duels. And we would probably provide many opportunities.
I
Being
can try.
honest.
I can write off to family members. Perhaps they haven't heard about the whole me getting kicked out thing. Maybe they'll still be favorable to coming to visit a great nephew. But that seems like a much longer shot than just riding back over to Mitsubishi Toshi and talking to the champion to bear his standards.
Catch you up. We were thinking about perhaps using our connections with the Crane champion's brother, who we installed in power, to give us a.
Some kind of carte blanche or something.
Well, because he needs to have embassy, have a representation in the Lion Court that perhaps we could accompany said, because he's newly installed,
Yeah.
we could accompany said emissary.
Well, we could always just ask for an audience with him and see what he agrees to. I mean, whatever he wants.
Are you talking about the Crane?
The crane guy, yeah.
Yes.
I'm all for that. I think that's a great idea.
But we,
But if we can get somebody from the Imperial family to do it, that's even bonus plus for all the reasons that she said. But I think one is probably more likely than the other. We are pretty much in friendly relations with the Crane champion right now. We've done a bunch of cool stuff, and he's one of the few people that knows all the stuff that we've done. So
it's simply a matter of getting in the door, however
Yeah.
we do it. Once we get there, if we
Then
can.
the difficult part starts.
Then the difficult part starts, correct. But walking through enemy lands is difficult enough. If we can get in without being assaulted at every turn, then
Great.
we can probably do what we need to do. And we won't know. But that's walking. One does not simply walk into Mordor.
Well, that's exactly what they did.
100% what they did.
Not Boromir.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Too soon.
He's the one that said it, and he didn't make it.
Captain Pincushion says,
That's right, one.
Right.
That one guy does.
One does not say.
No, one does not.
Dude, in pairs of
Interesting. Interesting choice of words there,
Yeah.
Boromir.
It was a prophecy.
Clearly,
Nobody listened to the guy in the back goes, how come we just don't use the eagle?
right? Because the Eagles and the Nazgul don't get along, and they never would have made it.
Well, and
And,
he would have seen them coming.
right. And the all-seeing eye.
Yeah.
So ask for an audience with the Crane Clan champion.
Let's start there.
Yeah.
He may be able to provide an introduction or recommend us as protectors for someone from the Imperial family. Who knows?
Or perhaps accompany his new...
Because the Imperial family connection I'm wary to use in
Indeed.
this case, because if we get there and we have to do something uncouth,
Yes.
then now the Imperial family is frowning upon
Yes.
us, and that's not
Now
what
just
we
be
wanna-
seppuku all around.
And considering our track record,
right.
chances are it will be messy.
Right. There is no way we're getting out of this.
We are hammers,
Easy.
man. This is not a group for subtlety.
Again, I mentioned maybe we should go as Ronin, so we don't dishonor the Crane champion as well. I do not think there is a clean plan that will go well for
Well, yeah, but
among them.
I see that there's even less of a chance of us finding an actual way to gain entry as Ronin than there is if we could come up with a way to go with.
I mean, if we
somebody
were going to
or-
go that angle, we'd probably be better off disguising ourselves as commoners.
I agree, because Ronin are distrusted by everybody. Commoners are
Commoners are
ignored.
just
They're ignored.
they're
Invisible.
just window dressing. They're or nothing.
But I really don't like that plan.
A one-armed commoner? A womaner?
Well, I
A
stand
womaner?
out a little bit, yes, but
No, there's plenty of one-armed commoners. There's cotton gins and silkworm
right.
accidents.
But as silkworm accidents,
It occurred to me as I was saying it, like, I don't even know if they had cotton. I know they had silk.
but
I'm trying to envision a silkworm accident.
It's very slow.
that takes
You
an
have,
arm.
you have to be really hammered for like 3 days, and they eat your arm off.
If you go on a bender in the silkworm
Yeah,
room,
right?
that's like
I got my arm caught in a
it's
silkworm.
like, it's like the dare among the kids. Like, okay,
Yeah.
so
Tide Pod challenge.
you have to sleep in the silkworm room and see
How
if
many
you-
silkworms can you fit in your mouth at once? And you gag to
Ew.
death.
That's a sick worm.
Well, yes, but like then as soon as if something happens and we're disguised as commoners and I start throwing around bolts of green energy and fire,
I understand.
Yeah.
We still... We're working on this one step at a time. If we get in, once we get in, then we can reassess and look at our resources and try to figure out what we need. Our next step is. But walking through the entire enemy's front lines and battlefield is paramount right now.
The situation that we have to create is one where we fuck up and our apology will be good enough.
Or that
Because
we're not
we're-
noticed at all.
Yeah, because we're not going to just go in there and get permission to do what we're going to do. We need to go in there, do what we do, and create some kind of framework where when we apologize afterwards, they won't kill us innocently.
Or we just... I don't even care about that. We just need to get there. And once we get there, we can then figure out what our next step is. Because walking through enemy territory, all 1,000 kilometers...
out.
all craned out is not going to work.
My whole thing is I just want to stay alive long enough to fix up the whatever mess the dragon guys leave behind for us. Because the guys they originally set in are not having a good track record.
Well, perhaps we should table this and all go to sleep, and we can think about it in the morning,
Sounds good to me.
And it's 7:10, so we
which
can-
would be next weekend.
And
Because-
scene.
Because we have 2 weekends now.
Right.
Thank you.
We are back in
Yay!
back.
Yay.
Yeah, back-to-back weekends.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So it's 2 of question mark.
To what?
But what's that?
2 of 5.
2, well, hypothetically they're 5. We don't actually know if there's still 5 left, though. We don't know.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. There were 5 Lion's Claws originally.
At max, we are almost to the halfway point
Yeah.
of destroying these
Right.
swords. But we might be past the halfway point if one has.
Could also be one of those
Magically.
feral cats and have 6.
Right? Or who knows
Do
if
claw
if,
blade.
you
Yeah,
know,
the Claw blade.
somebody decided to forge two
Wakizashi.
daggers out of one of the swords and then split them apart
God
separate
damn it,
ways.
Don't give him ideas.
Or there's
Or made them into a bunch of tiny little ninja throwing stars.
It's not even the blades per se. It's the oni in the blades.
Actually, I wouldn't be put past that the dragon one is a dice show. That's sort of their whole thing.
They're lion's claws. There's
Would you shut up?
yes. Stop helping.
I'm just being openly creative.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Check out happyjacks.org/schedule for the schedule of all the upcoming games. Tomorrow we're playing Insert Coin.
I can't find 12 of insert coin. It was not on the card.
Cool. We'll talk about that later.
Okay, and I couldn't
And-
download it from the YouTube video
Cool.
either.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Thanks for watching. We're super professional. Love you guys. Bye.
More cake?
The preceding program has been a presentation of the Angry Folk Media Empire.